Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie, Eat the Hype Reese, and Delvin, who loves you a long time. Sir, that is not what was there before we left.
I know, that was really great.
Wow.
Why?
I appreciate Delvin. It's the simple things.
Yeah.
You're special. You're special.
Yes, I am.
And since you're special, you get to kick it off. What's been up with your week? What you been up to?
Nah, man, just been playing some games, playing the same goddamn games every week. Nah, I guess that's a good thing because going from playing no video games to playing some video games is good. Playing, Outlaws, or playing
for the podcast.
Definitely improvement. Playing what was the one I playing? Casting a Frank Stone.
Well, that's not an improvement. That's a downgrade.
Yeah, that's
right.
Definitely. That's
That
a
is
Delvin special right there.
I'm starting to see where the Dead by Daylight lures into the game. Like, I don't care about this. It's like
I didn't think anybody did. That was the whole point
I'm
of
confused.
every conversation we've had has been about that. I'm like, why would anybody want to play that?
Yeah,
Right,
I'm a super massive fan.
Because I hadn't paid attention to this, I pulled it up. Metacritic PC is 68. Metacritic Xbox 66. Metacritic PlayStation 67.
Knew it.
Metacritic Delvin 10 out of.
I knew that
10 out of 10.
PlayStation bump 1 point.
IGN Italy 45.
IG in Italy. I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah. It's just the spy. Hey, Gaming Nexus 90.
Ooh, that's Delvin's. Is that
Those
your
my
review,
people.
Delvin? Is that you? Was that you?
Gaming Nexus can't afford me.
Hey, PlayStation Brazil 88.
That's Lucas Ham Swisher.
Gasolina. COD Connected 85.
It's a 7. It's a 7.
Is it?
It's a 7. It's right down the middle.
It's like the biggest cop out is to say it's a 7.
Yeah, well, that's
It's like the most. It's like the beige paint of review scores.
That's literally what it is.
It's like if I say it's a 7, nobody can be too mad at me.
The problem is it shouldn't be out of 10. It needs to be out of 5.
You said it was straight down the middle. That would be a 5.
Right.
You were like, it's a 7. It's straight down the middle. It's like, but Delvin,
7 is good.
That's not how numbers work.
Right. It's good enough.
No,
look, out of 5, is it a
Florida
3?
math? Is that what they
3 out of
teach
5?
down there?
Yeah, it's 3 out of 5. 7 is like what people consider like that's fine. That's the idea.
7 is good.
7's good.
This
5
is why
mediocre.
we got to stop this out of 10 stuff. Like, I need out of 5
we
because
gotta
then you can
go
have a
more
definite
into
bad.
it.
I mean, I like
gray
our
area
scale,
nonsense.
the PSVG scale, the 5 stars. That's easy.
We should go
And
to
no
the
half
Game Pro
stars.
scale.
No half
Where
star
we just
shit.
make the faces.
No quarter, half
Now
star
that-
bullshit. It's 5 stars. You pick one.
Game Pro scale. Greatest scale of all
Yeah,
time. Just make
let's
all
give the
faces.
Game Pro scale. That, oh my God,
Like-
that scale was so great.
Like the,
Loved it. Do you
That
even know what
means
we're
it's
talking
mid.
about, Donnie?
you don't know? Oh, that was great.
Man, okay, so the Game Pro magazine, I know you're aware of that.
Not really.
Not a real gamer, Donnie.
Jesus.
Not a real gamer.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
hey, I never claimed to be. I'd like the record to show.
Poser.
Game Pro
I see it
scale
now.
was,
I got it. Graphics, sound,
Yeah.
control, fun factor. Got it.
well, yeah, but the scale was
I
out
get
of
it, the
5, and it
faces.
was, it was
Happy
great,
face.
man.
Bigger
We need to
face.
go back to that.
Lame face. That's dumb. That's just emojis. I don't like this either.
That's great.
This is great.
Because if I see the angry face, I know the game sucks. It's for stupid
This
people
is-
like me.
This is no
Yeah.
different than the stars, except that it's an emojis. It's the same.
It's more
thing.
fun.
More
It's more fun. It's more fun.
If you
Stars
say
are
so.
boring.
If you say so.
Look,
Yeah,
because
it's great.
all of Delvin's reviews
So, I mean,
were just
ultimately,
being him
we've
all
been
excited.
over this. Ultimately,
Yeah.
the buy rent pass is literally the easiest one.
Nah.
Like, buy this, like it's worth buying. Wait for a sale. Don't play it. There it is.
Nah.
I don't even like that scale. I don't. You
Yeah, I
know,
like
reviews
that
are
really.
stupid.
They
Reviews
are
fucking stupid
We've
They
been
are
over
stupid.
this 1,000 times. Why do we keep beating this dead horse? We've done this.
because
I like
gamers
Nintendo's-
refuse to not have scores.
What's the
Delvin
website
likes
that
playing
dropped the
shitty
score?
games.
Everybody
don't
should
know.
do
I
that. It was like Eurogamer time. Somebody dropped scores. Just do that. Everybody do that. Just
Do it.
get rid of them.
Magazine.
Do what Nintendo Power used to do. Just say
The
everything
problem
is good.
is that the scores drive interaction. People like
Yes.
it. They want this. They want to argue. Like you said, they want
Fuck
the
those
chaos.
people.
They want to fight.
Yeah. Let them fight.
Let them eat cake.
Ugh.
I'm not fucking with it. I don't care.
I'd rather eat
I'm
pie.
about to shit on a game that got great review scores. So just know it's about to go down.
We need to go back to the Nintendo Power Scale, where they just don't rate anything and just say everything is great.
That's you.
That's your scale. That's
Yeah, that's
exactly
your
what you do.
scale.
See,
You just gave this mid-ass game a 7.
That's why I love Nintendo Power. It's your people's fault. Nintendo did this to me.
Frank Stone.
I didn't know they
This
owned
bullshit.
the games back then.
I
So
remember
just
the
read
first time
Nintendo
we
Power.
found out about that game, Dev, and I was
Yeah.
like, Delvin, what is this? Is this like a single player? He's like, yeah, but it's like the original characters. I was like
It is
the
original
campers that don't have any story at all? He's like, yeah.
Right.
Why the fuck would anybody want to do that?
That's what they did.
The whole point of Dead by Daylight is the killers. That's the whole marketing of that game
Not
for like
for
8
Delvin.
years.
God damn it, Donnie, you respect Frank Stone.
Fuck
no.
Frank Stone. Who? There's never been a better who? The fuck is that? That should be the name of the game.
That's the
Dead by
killer.
Daylight. Who the fuck is Frank
He
Stone?
is the man who's getting casted.
Oh, Jesus.
I ain't been playing shit.
Yeah.
You've been
Now,
playing.
what you mean, you people, John 32?
To correct that, you've been playing shit. Not
Yeah,
you
this
haven't
is
been
true.
playing. You've been playing shit.
I've been playing some good games. Some
Have you?
Sevens.
Well, you got
Some
you got
sevens.
Star Wars games.
Some solid sevens.
Is
Outlaws
Star Wars
is
a
fun.
7?
No, it's 8.
That's like
Ah.
an 8.
It's
an
a
8.5
So it's
on the
it's
IGN
on
scale.
a slightly better frowny face above Frank
Yeah.
Stone.
It's like a...
That is
We don't. We have.
that's a
got to stop
disservice
that.
to Ubisoft.
Well, that's... Shit, I was better than what IGN gave it. IGN gave it like a
Star
4.
Wars has got to be a lot better than that. Like it has to. It just has to be. It's got to be better than Frank
Not for
Stone.
Delvin. Everything is a 7 for him.
Yeah. It is a lot better. It's an 8.
A lot better.
That's a whole point score over.
Jesus Christ.
I think what we should do is we should have a PSVG scale that the first 4 is just Dev.
That's a great.
Like,
That's
'cause
a
he
great
just went from
idea.
1 through 4, and then 5, 6, and 7 is Delvin, right? And then like 8, 9, and 10 is me, and we just have increasingly happier faces up the scale.
Wow.
This is a brilliant idea. This is a brilliant idea.
Actually,
B-Mox,
Dev
make
can
it
be
happen.
happy too because he just loves to hate shit. So 1
This
can
is
be
very
like
true.
the happiest Dev face ever.
Yes.
Dev's
This is
just
true.
laughing.
Having a good time. Those are reserved for Nintendo games.
And Delvin's face, the same face. 5, 6, it's the same face.
Yes, I agree. I like it. All of us should really be the same face. It just should be just mine should all be smiles.
And we don't
Dev's
and
just
we
be
don't
straight
do a
face.
number. We literally just have however many faces you get.
Yes.
Right? So you just get the scale every time.
Yes.
People are like,
Dev should just be a
Look, am I
serious
looking at-
face.
these why is there like 6 black dudes and this one white guy? Like what the fuck? That's funny.
All right, so Delvin's been playing mid-ass games. I've played
Okay.
nothing. I have nothing
Nothing at
to
all.
add. I'm fucking tired. This week has been shit. My wife is gone. I have the children.
Yeah.
She's gone till Saturday, and as soon as she gets back, I go to a conference. So it's been a long week. I'm
Damn.
tired. Yeah.
Sad. You should have gave for the kids to take with them. Like, hey, you forgot these.
Yeah, no. She's doing it. She's giving a training, so she can't take the kids with
That's
her.
fine. They can go.
They got to go to school.
They gotta learn something. Sit in class.
They ain't gonna learn that in there. They gonna learn in regular school. My son is actually doing pretty well in school, so I'm proud of him.
That's good. I'm proud of him.
Good stuff.
You should get him a PS5 for that. A Pro.
That's the
Pro.
plan. The pro is going to me. He gets the regular one.
No, he gets the Pro.
Look, my children don't run the house like your children do with their multiple PlayStations and Stream Decks and stealing all your games at trade-in. We don't do
They're
that here,
good kids.
sir.
They're good kids. They should.
They're good kids.
So, Donnie, what game do you want to shit all over? Because I'd like to hear that.
I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah,
God damn, you sound like an old black man for real.
I'm still shaking the cold. It was way worse last week.
Yes.
Thursday, Friday was pretty bad. Saturday, Friday, I didn't get out of bed. I was in bed the whole day.
That was me Monday.
I planned on doing work, and I woke up and was like, absolutely not. I canceled all plans and just literally slept all day. It's better, but the cough is still there. The more, which is bad for podcasting because it's like a dry cough. The more I talk, the more I cough. So I don't know. Wife wants me to a doctor, but like it's not bad. Like I don't have a fever or anything. I don't have a cough. I'm not coughing anything up. It's just an annoying cough, right?
Yeah, don't you love how they always want to send you to the doctor like it's gonna do anything?
She goes to the doctor anytime she has a feeling. Like anytime something, she's like, "Let's go to the doctor." I'm like,
that's just money out of your pocket for them to be like, "Yeah, you have a virus."
Well, remember we documented this several years ago when I had pneumonia. Remember, I went to the doctor twice with pneumonia for them to send me home with nothing. They're like, "It'll be fine. You'll be fine." Only 3 weeks into pneumonia for the doctor to be like, "Let's take an X-ray." And I'm like, "Oh shit, you seriously need some assistance."
They're not going to be fine,
right? So it's like if it's not that big of a deal, why am I gonna waste both of us? Like I'm not gonna waste my time. So, tree fell. That was a fucking nightmare.
Oh man,
we had the tropical storm that came through. We got some of those winds, and a tree next to my driveway, like literally next to the Roadrunner, it snapped in half about 12 feet up the trunk, and it fell across my driveway. And when I tell listeners, barely missing my company car, like it was right there, like inches away from totaling my car. And the tree was so big that it fell across my driveway through the power lines and into the road. So if I can paint that picture for everybody, there was a tree stretched across my driveway with like live wires wrangled into it. I couldn't leave. Couldn't get couldn't come in or out.
That may be a problem.
So that was an experience. My neighbor, because it's actually his tree, he felt bad, I think. Not that it was anybody's fault, right? And in Georgia, it's whoever the tree falls, that's who's in charge of cleaning it up. It doesn't matter whose tree it is. It's where is the tree.
How does the tree belong to anybody, really? It
really doesn't. Tree. And I think that's why Georgia's law is that way. It's like, look, if it's on your property, you fucking deal with it. So like, I've talked about my neighbor a few times. This old man. He's like 75 and he still works every day. Like this man cannot sit the fuck down. And he comes over and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to find somebody to come, like clear it. And he's like, fuck that. We're going to do that. I was like, fuck that. We are not. It's like, dude, I'm sick and I do not feel like moving a tree. I have done that before. I have split trees. I have moved. Like, I don't feel like this is a real fucking tree. Like a giant 100-foot plant. Like this is a big ass tree. I was like, it shook the whole house when it fell. Like, no, I was not doing that. So, but that's actually what we did. His friend came over the chainsaw and we didn't move it. What we did is we chopped it up to clear the driveway, like just so we could come and go. And then I paid a company to come clean it up, like get rid of it.
So if it's taking down like power lines or lines and stuff, how is that not on the county or the city to come clean that up?
So you'll love this. The power company came and I asked them, I was like, hey, they were like, nope, we're not going to help you at all. And you'll love this. They were like, our job is to reconnect the power and that's it. So they disconnect the cable, cut it, put a new one up, and they are out. Here's the funny part. This is the part that made me mad because I was kind of bitching at him. There were a bunch of branches twisted in the wires up on the power line. Mm-hmm. They left them in there. I was like, guys, do you want to get the fucking branches out of the thing? It's going to fall on somebody. Their excuse to me was, those aren't power lines. Those are internet and cable lines. Those aren't our lines. I was like, who gives a fuck? You're in the cherry picker. You're up there. Just fucking get the branch. Just shake it. Just get it out. He goes, well, if something goes wrong, they'll blame us. I'm like, how about if something goes wrong, we blame the fucking tree that just fell? Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? They didn't appreciate me much at all. But we
imagine
got
so.
those fixed. It was a long day. I was out there just coughing and coughing and coughing trying to move this fucking tree. So it was a long weekend, man. But that's neither here there. It's life. Nobody got hurt. Nothing got damaged. It was fun.
That's good.
Playing games, beat Space Marine 2. It's fucking epic. Especially the final act. Like the final part is pretty awesome. There was a point there I was like, are we gonna like is getting a little samey? And then it really ratcheted up, man. And spoilers aside, it fucking like celestial fucking epic space warfare. I was like, holy fuck, yes. Like this is the shit. Like this is awesome. So I got that done. I was gonna play some Lollipop. I bought it, put it on my ally. I was like, it's gonna be perfect like portable game. Yo, Lollipop Chainsaw is a fucking mess. Like it's real bad. It's all kinds of
like the original.
Worse. No, much worse.
Well, it's on PC, so it's absolute trash.
It is. No, this is everywhere. This isn't just this is everywhere. Oh yeah,
even
it's
worse.
Bad. It has like delayed inputs. Like you'll be pressing buttons and nothing will happen. Animations that just glitch out, skip, music that just stops playing. Like it's not ready. It needs a day one patch. It feels rushed. And there are patches coming. I think there's already one on Xbox today. They've been updating. There's a big one coming, I think, next week. So I was like, we'll put it on the back burner. I'll come back to Lollipop another day. One cool thing that I found for anybody that's interested in Lollipop Chainsaw, if you buy on PC, there is already a mod to put the music back into the game. So if you're one of those people like, I can't believe they took out the licensed music. Well, it's the beauty of PC. You can put the music back in.
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait. It's no big deal. The game was cheap. I'm not gonna lose a fit over it. I wasn't hoping it'd be a lot better. And when it does work, I actually kind of like the graphics are like it's different, but it's nice. Like when it does work, it's like, man, this is pretty nice though. It seems very shiny. The game that I bought today, I have Astrobot on my list. I did play a level last night. I haven't actually like picked Astrobot back up, but that'll be probably what I'm playing this week. But today, UFO 50 came out. That was the game that was in the direct, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I want to buy it. And I had it on my wish list, and I bought it. And it has golf games, and I played those golf games, and then I played like 3 or 4 other games, and 50 minutes later, I returned that bitch for a refund. Like I have no idea what it's not bad by any means, but if you guys don't know what UFO 50 is, it's just like a collection of NES games. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was like, of course I'm not gonna.
When I saw that you were excited for that, I was like, this is gonna be interesting because no,
just
the fuck
like
he's
a
not.
Cool idea. It's like Atari 50, right? And the sad part, it's not that like I didn't like it enough to keep it. It's honestly, it's that it was $25. If it was $10, I probably would have kept it. But at $25, like that's half of Final Fantasy 16. That's 3 or 4 of my other games that are on sale. Like there are a lot of other ways that I think I could better spend $25 right now than that. So
I just like $607 more with that. You can get a PlayStation 5 Pro.
I got Plucky Squire. That was gifted to me, by the way, which was super fucking awesome out of the blue. And so I'll probably check. I haven't played it yet. I'll probably check out Plucky Squire this week, maybe before Shaq. Funny thing is, everybody's super hyped for it. It generally got really good reviews, but almost everybody I know that played it seemingly doesn't like it. So
that's exactly what I've seen. That people are
like, I wonder if it's like Astro. Like, do they play Astro and now Plucky's doesn't seem so good?
Everything that I've seen, it wasn't Astro. It was something else they compared it to. It was like, it's just kind of meh. Like, it doesn't do anything special.
Yeah.
Just, Ooh,
so,
yarded. Yikes.
I wish I could return Plucky Squire. Well, since it was gifted to me on PC, I can play it. And here's the thing. If I don't like it, I've got time to cancel that Switch copy I ordered. Because I do have a pre-order for the Switch physical copy. But I'm hoping to like it. I am, personally.
I can't wait for Delvin to play it. I'm sure he's going to love it.
7. Right down the middle.
A solid 7. I feel a 7, baby.
Yeah, so Space Marine was great. I'm really glad I got that finished. It took me some time. Said I was sick, so I didn't play it a whole lot. There are, when you beat it, you do unlock operations, which are like PvE campaigns. So we can play those. That's like Hive Busters. You jump in as a crew and you get like some objectives to do. You go do those, and then that's it. So if you guys want to ever do that one day, I could probably install it again. I could probably do that with you guys for a night.
Let's get her done.
But if not, then no. But play the campaign. It's super good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I will.
I will not be buying 2 copies of it.
Yeah, Donnie Pass.
Why would you need to buy? Yeah, you will. Stop lying.
No, I'm barely gonna buy 1 copy. I don't think I'm buying any copies of Plucky Squire. I think Delvin bought it. Delvin Jr. bought it, so I don't have to buy it.
Does Delvin Jr. have a job?
He hustles. He gets money.
His hustle is to pawn his dad's
job
shit.
is Delvin's son.
Yeah,
so therefore, Delvin Sr. bought it.
Yeah, he finds ways to make money.
Hey, based on all the news, Delvin, I think I figured out what you did with all your cats.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Ooh.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Didn't know Delvin was Haitian.
Yeah. Not yet.
I was gonna make a joke about his girlfriend and her steak choices, but I'm gonna let that go.
Yeah, that's just.
Well, can't win them all.
Yeah, can't be perfect all the way.
She's like, "Yo, Delvin, pass me the ketchup."
Boy, that is a breakup on offense.
Is it?
Yes.
He says a year and a half later.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't eat steaks with her no more. We just like nothing.
To save the relationship, we can't have steaks.
I love
together.
that he goes out and he's like, "Look, that's your restaurant over there. I'm gonna eat over here.
Yeah,
I will see you after."
No, we will not be eating steaks. You go on anything else but the steak. I refuse. Not watching you butcher a good goddamn steak. No.
Madness. All right. Well, I guess we can get into the news.
Sure. This news is a little bit outdated now, but Digital Foundry did a podcast where they analyzed all of the footage in the 9-minute PlayStation showcase for the PlayStation Pro. And for a couple days until today, that was all the buzz. Everybody, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I don't care a whole lot about this story because people are arguing over, things that are completely unfinished. Nobody knows if that's the final anything. But there were lots of buzzy tweets and social media things going around the PlayStation 5 Pro can only do, I don't know, Dogma 800p or whatever. And it's okay. One, that's internal, right? So it's going to be upscale. It's going to be checkerboarded. That's what the whole pisser is about.
Yep.
So how reflective really is that? If we get to the point where we're arguing over internal pre-upscaled resolutions, I'm going to tap out. That's where I get off the fucking ride. It's what are we doing, man? That's stupid.
Yep.
So I didn't really care a whole lot about that news, but as I say all the time, the news is the news. So I thought I'd bring it up if you guys had any thoughts you wanted to add to it or chime in about.
I mean, I just need to see the final product. There's only so much you can do off of a YouTube sizzle reel, basically.
Right. I would care more if they had it and they were doing they'd have none of that. So they're literally analyzing a trailer. It's come on, man.
A trailer on YouTube. Come on.
They're counting pixels of a pre-recorded. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah, that ain't for me. That's not my place.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. It's all just pure speculation at this point.
It is.
We gotta wait till somebody gets hands on it and actually can capture from the actual machine.
Any idea why
analyze that?
Why they didn't allow anybody to do that?
Because it's not ready. Maybe I don't know. It's
waiting
on patches.
There's a reason why they did not do it for a reason. I think that's it. Maybe it's a little early, or they're just not ready to show. Maybe they're working out something.
I assume it is going to be something at TGS.
It's the Digital Foundry console. That's the whole thing. The whole pitch and everything. It's almost tailored to not just the way that they cover things, but their audience. It's they made a console for those people. So it's weird that not just them, but that anybody wasn't allowed to actually go hands on is a little bizarre.
Yeah, there was somebody at CNET that got to play, but they couldn't capture any footage.
Yeah, and they couldn't even they couldn't capture, they couldn't even analyze. They wouldn't even allow them to pixel, and they're like, no. So there's got to be a reason.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to sow doubt. I'm sure it's going to be great. Like by the time it's going to be like, here's the thing. The PlayStation 5 is great. It's going to be fantastic.
Right.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm no worries at all. It's just the timing's a little odd.
They probably want to control the messaging of it. They probably want to have something ready for it. So when they finally get somebody to play it, they're like, oh.
I would argue that letting some other people do the messaging
they definitely lost the ability to tailor their message.
Effort of controlling the message.
Well, that is PlayStation. It's not like they're really good at that. Like, hey, it's $700.
I disagree. I think they do a pretty good job most of the time. You would have said that about the PS4. The PS4 was fucking flying off the shelves. Same thing for the PS4 Pro. Everybody loved that when it was announced.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
The Portal?
People were.
I don't know that people were super excited about the Portal. I think the Portal was very mixed. Like, what is this for?
Oh, we made fun of it. I made fun of it. We all made fun of it the way it looked.
Portal won people over.
The idea. But what I told you when it was, I was like, this is gonna do numbers. This is gonna be a thing.
Portal won people over.
Yeah, of course. People love portables.
I think the same with the Pro. People, I mean, the price is the price, but it's gonna sell.
Eventually,
it's gonna move.
It's gonna move eventually.
Do you think it's gonna? If you had to bet, do you think it would outsell the PS4 Pro? Because I wouldn't.
No, I don't think it will. No, I don't think.
And it's not because I think it's better. I think the price is a burden, but I don't think that's something they couldn't overcome, because if they're gonna sell it for 4 or 5 more years, they could always lower the price. Like the price can get lower.
Yeah.
It's more of I think the pitch is not the same. The PS4 Pro was like, you have a brand new TV. This is the console. Like that's an easy sell, like the Blu-ray. There is that Trojan horse isn't here.
Correct.
So I feel like the reach is limited.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's going to outsell the PS4 Pro, because we're at a place of diminishing returns. Like, it's not something that you can immediately see, like, beyond the shadow of a doubt, a true difference. Yeah. Where PS5 and Pro, like, if you're not one of those people who is really into the tech and trying to pixel peep and see all that stuff, you're not really going to notice the difference. You still have a lot of people who don't really see the difference between the PS4 and the PS5. So
I also, to that point, I don't think they're going to sell as many consoles as they did during the PS4. I just don't think the generation's there.
Nope.
So if you're thinking, even if they sold the same percentage, that's going to be a significantly lower number. 13% of PS4 is going to be a hell of a lot higher than 13% of PS5. I think.
It really depends on GTA 6. I think that is the only caveat. Like, it depends on what that does, because that could move a shit ton of units. And it also depends on how far away we are from the PS6.
Million consoles.
Yeah. Who knows?
Like 10 or 15, I would give you. And that's a lot for a game, but not 50 million. PS5 is at what, like 50, 60 million sold?
I think it's 60 something.
And PS4 was at 120?
Yeah. I don't remember.
So you're doubling what they've currently sold. I think that's out of reach.
We'll see. I mean,
you would need, I don't want to say out of reach, because we don't know what the future holds.
Right.
I think you need 10 GTAs. You need multiple. You need more than the one. You need more than that, I think. We'll see.
I don't know about 10. I think you need GTAs and something.
Yeah, you need several.
Big PlayStation.
You need several big exclusive. You gotta buy it. Yeah. EA confirmed their next Battlefield game. Vincent Pella sat down with IGN as the IGN first. They had a screenshot that they shared, a little concept art. The next Battlefield is being worked on by DICE, Motive, Ripple Effect, and Criterion Games. Vince said that it's a back-to-basics approach. It's a modern setting. It's not in the past. It's not World War II. It's not in the future. It's not 2042. No more 128 players. It's 64-player maps. And no more specialists. They're going back to classes. It's OG standard Battlefield. Yeah, Battlefield 3 and 4. He said that they are playtesting the game every week, and they have plans to launch a community program next year. Though there's nothing about if that's a closed beta or something else. And there's no announcement on when they expect it. I mean, I'd expect Battlefield next year. It's been long enough. I think it comes out next fall.
So any announcement for a goddamn campaign? Or we're just doing this same bullshit we've been doing all the time now.
Well, they said
I
they're
think
going
they did
back.
something. Yeah, back
They
to
said they're going
basics.
back to
It'll be a
basics, so
campaign.
I would hope that means a campaign. I mean, it's
Look
been
here.
worked on long enough.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Battlefield done burnt me enough. Fuck that game. I'm not buying this. Not.
I was never a Battlefield guy, so I can't weigh in and like they burnt like they. I was just never a Battlefield guy.
I
So like
was.
the only thing that I think would tempt me to like day one is I would have to see something Bad Company. Like if they did a remaster or a collection or a sequel, like I'd be in. But other than that, they gotta sell me because they're still talking about like the weather effects and tornadoes and hurricane. Like I could care less. I don't care about any of that.
Make a
But
good
but
game, fam.
I'll tell you this: if they have a cool trailer with a cool campaign, I'll play it on EA Play. I'll play it on when it comes to Game Pass.
If they have a campaign, I'll wait till it's in the $25 bin on a Black Friday.
You have Game Pass.
I don't.
You
care.
have it.
I'm not buying it.
Right, but you don't have to. You just said you buy it for $25.
It comes to the vault.
Well,
It comes
I
to
might,
the vault. It goes into Game Pass.
I
You just
might not
wait.
have Game Pass for long. I would say that much.
Oh damn! It's over.
I might be over for that.
It's a wrap. It's over. You're gonna miss out on Fable.
I'll buy it.
You'll buy Fable.
I'll buy Fable too.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I'm kind of there with Game Pass too. It's like, it really is those indies. It's those indies that keep me subscribed because the games that they actually, when they actually release them, like Gears and Fable, I'm gonna buy anyway.
Stupid editions.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy Gears. So I'm looking at it like
so, like if I didn't have so much stash for so cheap, like if I was running out, I wouldn't re-up.
I'm running out.
I would re-up on PC. That would be, I would downgrade to the PC tier.
I'm running out, so I'm starting looking at like, do I really need? I'm feeling the same way about PlayStation Plus. Honestly,
I'm like booked through like I think like the end of 2027. Like I think December, like to almost 2028. I have Game Pass.
That is crazy.
And that's after I
PlayStation Plus
sold off like 18 months of codes.
Yeah.
So, like to me, it's kind of, it's nothing really to worry about. But when that time does come, if Game Pass is even around by then,
is Game Pass still here?
yeah, I will downgrade. I'll revert back.
Welcome to my world, gentlemen. Welcome to my world. Get rid of that shit.
But because that is something I've really paid attention to this year. I haven't played a whole lot of Game Pass stuff, and it's not because it hasn't been good. There's been a lot of things I wanted to play. It's because I've been playing other things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to stop playing college football or Space Marine or Astrobot to go play, whatever.
Played Hellblade.
Don't play.
Love Hellblade. That was great.
Same.
Yeah. I was like, all right. Rest of the stuff. All right.
How much was Hellblade?
It was $50. It was cheap.
How much have you been paying all year for Game Pass that you haven't used?
More than $50.
Exactly.
That's what I'm starting to say. Like,
that's what I'm talking to Delphin. Like you could have saved some money and just bought Hellblade.
Most of my years cost like $30 or $40.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I bought a shit ton of buy one get three codes. And all
that's what I did too. But like I said, mine is running out now, so I'm like,
And when they did that dollar conversion, I was one of those people that loaded up the max you could do before I converted over. Like I did every one of those loopholes, every one that they gave me. I took advantage of all of them.
Deals with Donnie.
So
I'm might be the end for me. I'll buy the games I want to buy.
Sure, yeah. I think you like doing that anyway. Honestly, I want to ask you why you. I'd love to ask you why you were subscribed to begin with.
I don't know.
Because you do just buy the games. Like we've well documented that you just buy the games. So it's like
there were some games I played on Game Pass, like strictly on Game Pass. Like Hellblade, I just strictly played on Game Pass.
I wouldn't have bought Hellblade because there wasn't a physical copy.
That's true.
Like they fucked up. I would have bought a $200 copy of Hellblade if they'd given me the option to do so.
Oh, Xbox. Y'all fucking up.
It really. I'm gonna buy Hellblade 2 on Steam one day for like $20, and that would be it. Yeah. So I'm really moving more and more and more. It's like Steam is just like a black hole, just pulling every like non-Nintendo purchase away from everything else. It's like, well, I could buy it, but I just wait and it'll be on Steam for $4 in 3 weeks. So okay, well that's Battlefield. Oh, important to announce. They were asked about the Switch. Vince said we don't have anything to announce, but is there a world? Sure. We love Nintendo as partners. They've been great to us. I love the Switch.
Yes. Is there a world? Yes. Is there a world that's going to be on Switch? No.
Battlefield 2042, Switch 2 confirmed. Too Fast, Too Furious, 2042.
I like it. You brought me
Oh
in there.
Lord,
I can't wait for Battlefield to be announced for Switch and then Delvin buy that.
No.
he'll do it.
That's how this story
He'll do
ends.
Mm-hmm.
He'll
So
be
you
like,
for
well, I don't
Switch-
have Call of Duty, so I might as well get this.
You mean for Switch 2?
Two. Todd Oxtra.
Todd Ostra, I love you. I know
That was
you
a
listen to
terrible
this.
idea.
That's the dumbest shit I've heard in my life.
You missed that, Dev. As I
Don't
was
ever make
starting the
that-
show, I opened Threads, and I hate to just rag on my dude. I love Todd. He's great.
I love Todd too.
But
It's
Todd goes, I opened Threads as I was getting started the show and I was going to post a tweet. And the first thing I see is Todd Oxtra going, I really hope Nintendo has clear messaging. I think the name for the next console should be Switch 2, TOO.
No. Goddamn awful.
Did we lose Dev?
No, that is his face. That's his
Is he just
tone.
that still? I think he's frozen. No, he's frozen.
his-
We lost him.
That's his Game Pro face. That's the face
It's
we're gonna
hilarious
use.
that he froze there on that face. Like, that's a funny
Yeah.
clip. He froze
That's,
then.
that's the face we're going to use from now on.
Now you got to shit on him about his internet. Like, that's like, this is your moment. This is your moment. You've been waiting on it.
Ooh,
Like, this
I
is
have
it.
good internet.
Yeah.
Who
like,
got
you
good
gotta
internet
do
now,
that.
bitch?
I'm in a good mood today. It's
I
so
am
much
too.
fun. I really am. I woke up like in a good mood today. I was like fucking with my family today, and I'm just in a good mood. It's been a lot of fun.
I don't know
What's
what
up,
happened.
Dev? Your internet.
know.
That shitty internet out there.
My internet never dropped out.
You were frozen.
Speed help.
Well, you were all blank on my end.
Well, see, on my end, you guys were gone.
Bars were 0.
It wasn't
That's
us.
what I had for you guys.
It was you.
Eh,
So what do you think of the Switch 2?
2.
I don't think of the Switch 2.
No, what do you think of the name?
Like TOO?
TOO. That was
Fucking
Todd's.
stupid.
That was Todd's recommendations. We call it the Switch 2.
Sorry, Todd. You're,
We
You
love
know the
Todd.
sad part is
no.
that's like dumb enough to see Nintendo fucking go for it.
Yeah.
That's the
Nobody-
scary part. That's a
Yeah,
terrible
like,
name.
that's not bad.
That's an awful name.
trash.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's funny. I think somebody replied to him. He was like, "That's a great idea." I was like,
That
"What the
person
fuck?
should-
Where am I? What is happening?"
That's as bad as Wii U. It's
Yeah.
It's worse. Oh no, it's worse.
oh,
Watch.
God.
Switch
6
U
foot-
would be better than Switch 2.
Yeah.
You want to
6 foot
confuse
for
the
them.
grandmas out there.
Just going up the game. Can I have the Switch
All
2?
kinds of 2. Like the Switch also? The Switch and then? Like what? Like what do you
Awful. Absolutely awful. Let's just not call it the Switch at all. Call it something completely different.
the Revolution.
Something. Shit. I don't care. Anything other than Switch.
What was the Wii U? The Wii U's code name was Cafe, I think.
Which one was Dolphin?
Dolphin. Dolphin was GameCube. Dolphin was
I think that was
GameCube, and Revolution was Wii, I think.
The Switch Revolution.
And the Wii was a revolution. It was Project Cafe was the Wii U.
Okay.
Game Pass games, Aura History Untold comes to PC. Frostpunk 2 and Wargroove come to all the services. They all come out by September 24th.
Yeah, cancel that shit, Delvin.
Frostpunk is a day one launch. I wonder, like, they are presenting at TGS. Do you guys know that?
Who is they?
Xbox.
Well, I'm
Presenting
sorry
what?
to hear that. Yeah,
That's a good
exactly.
question. I think they'll have.
Here are the games coming to PlayStation.
I think they'll have some. I think they'll have some Game Pass announcements
Here's
next
some
week,
DLC
which I won't be here
Frostpunk.
because I'll be on vacation. You guys will be on your own. Best of luck to you, listeners. Listeners, you're about to hear the impact of Donnie on the show when you see the notes that these guys draw up.
The notes gonna be-
Notes.
No,
Notes. We're just gonna show up.
Watch the Switch get announced. Like literally the week I'm off. Watch the
That'd be
announce the fucking Switch.
Johnny's gonna find some internet and be on his phone. Like,
no, I'm actually not. That'll be a no. You and Rebecca can rock that on your own, but I will not be attending.
Yeah.
So the Switch can live until I make it back. But that would make sense. It would be the week that I'm off. That'd be hilarious.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, some headlines. Sony has contracted AMD to design their next chip for the PlayStation 6. So right off the heels of the PlayStation 5 Pro being announced, we get confirmation that they will be working with AMD for the PlayStation 6 chip, which is not a surprise at all.
Right. No surprises there in any way.
There were the rumors came out because apparently Intel was in the bidding, but they lost. And of course they lost because all the PlayStations are AMD. And once they left their own cell process. So they're probably just using Intel to,
leverage,
negotiate price.
Yeah. You think this Pro's price is high now? They had an Intel processor? Holy shit.
I'd be interested to see Intel try to get into gaming platforms in that way.
I wouldn't, because after the debacle with their graphics cards, I just want y'all to stay away. Because it would have to still be an APU. So
it's just right now, it's like AMD and NVIDIA have like a monopoly. They're everything.
Actually, it's really just NVIDIA, because AMD has dropped out of the we're trying to compete with NVIDIA race. They're saying we're only going to make mid-tier graphics cards.
But they're like the cheaper option, but they own all the console space and all the portable space. Mm-hmm. It's literally NVIDIA and their high-end market and Nintendo.
Do you want to play games on PC? You get an NVIDIA graphics card. Maybe an AMD processor. Yeah.
No, I'm with you there. You know me. I am the
Team Blue
guy. Yeah, 100%. I'm not fucking with any of that shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Nope.
You can have your performance price nonsense, Rob. I will be with Intel and NVIDIA. You can have your AMD nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, thank you.
That shit means so. That's fine.
We
Lego
you buy Acer.
The Lego Fortnite expansion Lost Isles is out now. You want to go play that?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Starfield got a 9-minute trailer detailing the upcoming Shattered Space DLC. And I wrote down a quote: "Everything you discover, every location you visit, every side mission you seek out, it all tells the story of what happened here and how the Varun people have survived, cut off from the comforts of the settled systems and the rest of humanity." Looked great. This is like the first time I've ever considered playing Star. I was like, this looks pretty good.
So they made No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
I haven't played it. I can't say. I downloaded No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try that at some point. like whenever I get some free time, I'm going to go fishing. See what this is all about.
It's Starfield.
Yeah.
Goddamn game.
Funny thing, Sean did his whole crusade this whole year of why are we playing games on day one? Starfield, I think, Starfield broke Sean.
Yeah.
The
spirit.
It was the game. Everything spurns from there. He was all in. I was living through him, getting all
the watch.
Yeah, the watch, the case, all of that. And then they were like, in 6 months we'll have maps, and another 6 months we'll have a car. We've got the DLC. And it's like the longer I wait, the better Starfield gets. So I'm wondering if I'm going to play, it's going to be like a Cyberpunk situation. I'm going to play Starfield in 2 years and be like, this game is fucking awesome.
Yep.
Did Starfield break Sean, or was it Xbox?
I think it was Starfield. At least the whole, why are we playing games on day one? I'm not going to play this game. I'm going to play, my stuff and not buy new games. I think that was a Starfield thing. So.
Oh, Starfield.
Yeah. Darksiders 2 is getting a next-gen update of the definitive edition of Darksiders 2, which came out I want to say almost 10 years, almost 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 7?
It was a long time ago.
It's 14 or 15, right? It was a long-ass time ago. This game has been on Switch. It has been a minute. So this is a next
2012 came out in 2012.
I was right.
No, the definitive edition, not the original.
Does it matter?
Yeah, the remaster.
Same damn game.
But the remaster was really nice though. And now it's getting more remastered. They're pulling a Sony, and we're remastering the remaster. So with this new update, coming out October 17th. You get 4K resolution, new lighting, ray tracing, haptics if you have it on PlayStation. It's $30, or if you already have the game, which you should because it's been on sale for like $2 for like 7 years. It's a free upgrade to anybody that already has the game.
Yep, I have it already. I'll get the free upgrade and never play it. I never even played the second one.
Darksiders 2 is one of my favorite games.
2 is really good.
2 is like, honestly, Dev, and I know because I'm saying it now, you'll never do it. I would love for you to give Darksiders 2 a try, and here's why. Darksiders 2 is the best Zelda non-Zelda game. I mean, like when we were talking about Zelda, and you're like, make Zelda like, you know, like make it like awesome and you know, like grungy and like cool, and like that's Darksiders 2. That's what they did. They did that.
I get that, but that's not what I want. I want that from Link. I just want adult Link. I get what Darksiders. I played the first one, and I know what Darksiders 2 is. It was just one of those games that I just never got around to.
2 is way better than 1.
I had too many games in the PS3.
Well, now on your PS5 Pro, it'll be better than ever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna want to play something.
Just try it. Give me a bone. Give me 20 minutes. Play it for 20 minutes and delete it.
The main character has bones. Give him a bone.
It's really good. I love Darksiders 2. Darksiders 2. I got recommended.
Darksiders 2.
Is this gonna happen every single fucking time? It's like a 2 from now on. God damn it, Todd Oxtra. Darksiders 2 was one of the first video game recommendations that somebody gave me that like hit. I got recommended that by a guy at GameStop. I was just browsing, and he was like, "What are you looking for?" I was like, "I don't know. Just looking for something." He's like, "What's your favorite game?" I was like, "I love Zelda games." He's like, "You ever play Darksiders?" I was like, "No." He's like, "You need to play Darksiders 2." He's like, "It's like a Zelda game," and it is. It's like an OG 3D Zelda game, you know, but for adults.
Yeah. 3 is not as good.
3 is trash. I tried to play that shit.
Yeah,
oh my
I'm kind
God.
of on that thing. I want to revisit that one, but I didn't like it at the time.
No, it's not good.
We got a lot of updates too. Freedom Wars Remastered coming to PlayStation, PC, and Switch this January. Bandai Namco has worked a deal with PlayStation to remaster the beloved Vita title.
I love the original one.
This is the original one.
Yeah, just remastered. That's cool. It was fun.
You buy it?
Yeah, I'll buy that.
That's interesting. I never took you to be like
I've
a Monster
never
Hunter
even
fan.
heard of it.
Yeah.
It's like a Monster Hunter game.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a you game at all, Delvin.
But it's fun. I played it on Vita. It was a lot of fun.
Do you have to play with people?
Nah.
I thought you did. I thought that's the whole point.
Nah, you don't have to play with people. You can play by yourself. That's how I played it.
Cool.
You know he ain't playing with people.
Absolutely not. Have to do these missions to like lower your life sentence.
I wish I was, dude, but no. Respawn is developing the final chapter of the Star Wars Jedi story.
Which game is that?
Jedi Survivor, whatever other one.
What was the first one called?
Fallen Order.
That's it. Yeah. So it'd be like Rise of something?
Yes.
Probably.
Rise of Survivor.
What's the guy's
2.
name?
Cal
Kestis. Oh, don't do that. Rise of Kestis. G.I. Joe Wrath of the Cobra drops on PC September 26th. I really wanted to like go grit an old Xbox like drop of like system exclusive because it's just coming out on PC. They said the other console versions will follow, but like this is legit a PC timed exclusive. Like timed exclusive. I wish Valve did that. That'd be hilarious.
They should.
Timed exclusive. Because you know, like what they should do, it was like some like fucking porn anime game. You know, it's like Bouncy Sinron Kagura, timed exclusive. Some indie ass horror game nobody's ever heard of. You know, Asylum Cemetery, Timed exclusive.
They should do that. That would be brilliant.
And then the last headline that I have is Nintendo suing Palworld.
Good for them.
So,
That's what happened.
Garrett says, because the lawyer, the gaming lawyer on Twitter weighed in, and he said that Nintendo is reaching on this. I didn't see like the infringement. All it says is that Nintendo is suing them based on copyright infringement.
They're just suing
or
them
patent
just
infringement.
because I feel like y'all tried my face.
I feel like a lawsuit is probably easy to make. I have no idea if they'll win, but like there's an easy comparison to draw. Like there's like 100 Palworld animals that are literally Pokemon like different colors.
I want to just
like they're the same fucking. You didn't even try. You know, it's like if you went to ChatGPT and you were like, draw Pokemon. Like that's what Palworld is. It's like, come on, man. Yeah. You can't be that close. You gotta change some shit up.
But with a gun.
Right.
So my take when I saw it was, and this would be my same take for Shaq, so spoilers. I just think Nintendo's probably just like making some noise to like settle and kind of get what they want. Yeah. You know, they're probably going to be like, look, these 50 Pokemon you have, you need to change them. Or you're going to go to court and we're going to cost
We're going to keep suing you into the ground, and then Palworld no longer exists.
We're going to sue you in every territory you sell the game until you change them.
It's just a shakedown, you know. Nintendo is just a mob.
Yeah, I honestly, this is exactly how I read this.
That's literally what this is.
Yeah, I think this will be settled and it'll go away and we'll never hear about it again. But who knows? I'm no fucking expert. And also, like, everybody's like an armchair quarterback, so people are like, oh, it's like the game is. You got to remember that Pokemon is merchandising. So I think those models that they sell toys of and spoons and T-shirt, like it's more than just the video game. Yeah. So that's probably, I would imagine that's like Nintendo, that Pokemon companies like Merit. That's where their basis is. Especially because there's a lot of people like, why would they do this now? Didn't Palworld like just recently announce like their partnership to start merchandising with like Sony and somebody else? They had like a partnership like a month ago. So that might be a part of this too.
That would make sense.
Rumors, which is all the buzz. What a great week for rumors. According to sources, multiple sources, Bungie and Sony are considering a $40 price tag for Marathon, it's been claimed. Which is like, yeah, that of course they are. They sold the last two live service multiplayer games that they've released for $40. Like, yeah, that checks out. All signs point to true.
Yeah, in case this doesn't pan out, we're trying to make something up.
Hey, guess what? Let's do one of our own. According to PSVG sources, the next single-player Sony game they're considering releasing at $70.
Yes.
Like, no shit. I think the point is Concord sucks so bad that maybe somebody thought they were going to change the price.
They're like, no.
In that same train of thought, Helldivers was so awesome. You could increase the price. So it's like, come on, man, that doesn't work out.
Nope.
So, in more fun rumors, Jeff Grubb is peddling that there's a PlayStation State of Play or showcase or whatever. He says he thinks it's on the 24th. So next week, you guys are going to talk about that. And Lego Horizon was recently rated for Switch, and so was the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster, which has been long rumored, was just rated for release. So I hate to say if that's spoilers, but chances are that will be in part of whatever showcase there is. And I would imagine like Astrobot DLC and maybe Helldiver stuff and maybe something new.
I don't think Helldiver stuff, because Helldivers just had a patch, so there's nothing to announce.
Concord? Like, can you bring it back? I don't know. I don't know what's on the plate.
There ain't nothing on the plate. Ain't nothing on the plate. The only thing they need to talk about is what the hell you need to buy a PS5 for. Show something.
Horizon Zero Dawn. For $700, you can play Horizon Zero Dawn again.
So it will work.
I fucking love reading that from Garrett this morning. I laughed so hard.
Again.
Because it is at this point, now it's becoming a meme. Sony keeps remastering and re-releasing their same ass. We've been playing the same games for like 7 years.
That's
it's going to be Days Gone. They're gonna remaster Days Gone. I'm calling it now. Your Days Gone Plus. You're gonna sell that shit again.
Bloodborne and Infamous just sitting there.
Bloodborne would set the internet ablaze. Like that's what people want. Why not that? What are they doing with this? Like everybody wants every day people tweet about it.
Because I think it has to do with the developer. Like if From Software doesn't want to do it, or they can't get
give it to that port studio they have.
Yeah, Blue Point. Like if they're working on something else and From doesn't want to remaster it, then
I want them to. I mean, you know what
this is. Y'all know the answer is this is gonna be the swan song for the PS5. We're gonna remaster Bloodborne. They're not giving us no new games. They're gonna give us the same shit over and over again for the next several years.
Song, it's gonna do the Last of Us thing. It's gonna get the remaster. Going right into PS6.
1 Definitive Edition remastered.
Yeah,
I want them to do Infamous. I want Infamous ports.
I would like Infamous too, because I tried to play those and I needed to be updated. I would love a new version of that, just a full from the ground up remake of Infamous. I'd be happy with that. Same with like Resistance. Can we get the Resistance trilogy remaster too?
That'd be great. The 24th is Tuesday, so you guys can actually do that on the show. You can invite Snertz or Haley and do the PS6
I feel like
if you want.
If it doesn't get announced tomorrow, it's not happening. Like that's.
But didn't they just do that? Like they were like PlayStation 5 showcase tomorrow.
It wasn't tomorrow. It was like in a couple of days. So it was like Thursday and
like really close
Tuesday. So that's what I'm saying. If they don't do it tomorrow, I don't think they'll be
Monday and then do it Tuesday.
I don't think they'll do that. And it's also buttoned up so close to TGS. Like that's just weird. It's just weird.
Huh.
Because TGS is the 26th. And that's when pre-orders go live. So it makes sense for them to do something right before the pre-orders for PS5 Pro. But I would just do it all on TGS.
Maybe I should take my microphone and podcast.
No,
man, go enjoy your goddamn vacation. These games will be here when you get back.
Okay.
You'll be okay. It's fine.
I have a travel mic.
Sir, you are going on vacation. You are going to go enjoy your vacation and nothing.
All right.
Yes, go enjoy your vacation.
And then today, which we'll talk about in way more detail on Sunday, but Switch prototype renders leaked on the internet from some Chinese manufacturer. And that has been like the news all day. Like that has flooded the net. No idea if they're legit or not. They look legit, but who the fuck knows? They're not 3D printed. So like that's a common thing. People are like, anybody the 3D, they're not 3D printed though. They're like molded cast, like like the shells aren't 3D printed. You can tell. So it's not that. It looks and like there's a lot of intricate detail, like with the Joy-Cons and stuff and button placement. And it could be fake. It could be an elaborate leak. At this point, I don't believe anything on the internet until it's confirmed.
Correct.
But at the very least, it's a very elaborately, like it's a very elegant leak if it is fake. Yeah. It's a very well-made leak, which makes there are a lot of people that think it's true. And based on rumors for part orders and manufacturing orders and stuff, it lines up. It seems like Nintendo has been prepping, if not manufacturing, the Switch. So, did you guys? You just said you didn't see it.
I did see it.
What'd you think?
I think it looks cool. Looks like a more elegant version of the Switch.
Yeah,
just the Switch just looks more elegant.
Yeah, it's like a premium Switch Pro.
Yeah, I like it.
It's bigger. It's 8 inches. The Joy-Con no longer have rails. They like either magnet or clip or both. They clip into the sides. And it's a Switch.
Yeah, so it's like a Switch.
There was a full spec leak, which we'll talk about on Shaq.
Yeah.
But it's the same spec Dev that's been rumored. Like that's the funny thing is there's nothing about this leak. That's almost like I could pitch it to you two different ways. The spec leak, like so there's like a parts list that leaked with it. The parts list kind of confirm all the rumors. So it's like either all the rumors are true or you made the spec leak look realistic by making it tying into all the rumors. Right? I could go either way on something like that. But the actual mold and everything, it's like That kind of looks like what like what we've been
what we
kind of
expected.
told and hinted. Yeah, it kind of looks like what
Mm.
people are thinking it's going to be. So that's probably it, or really close to it. But we'll see.
Cool. I'm happy for you, Nintendo people. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll break it all down in further detail. We'll talk about what that mysterious button does
It's the
on
AI button.
Nintendo Shack. Did we not get anything from the Rude?
No, we didn't. He failed us. He failed us
Bummer.
again.
Yeah.
Well, while he did fail us this week, I do want to shout out the Rude. I've been thinking about this for weeks, and I just, whenever we're doing the podcast, it never like jumps in my brain. I just want to thank the Rude for the work that he does do. This has turned into like a whole segment of our show for like over a year that we couldn't do without him, and it's fucking awesome. Like the idea that we just have this like I always want to have like this, like this, I don't know,
audience participation kind of thing.
Yeah, not even that, but just like a tradition, like a norm, like a frequent thing that we do. Yeah, like always trying to do the bumpers and to have something like that. And this is it. Like the Rude is done. He's made it his own. It's awesome.
The Rude has picked up your gold coin. So illustrious failed us because he fucking sucks and doesn't exist.
It's fake news. Like the Haitians.
He's not wrong.
That's the next album. Gold Coin and the Haitians.
I like it. A lot of Haitians in Miami.
Gasolina.
You suck, Delvin. You fucking suck.
Kyle, clip that. You're gonna kill me.
Donnie's dying. Oh man.
That's hilarious.
All right. Time for questions. Stingray X says, what other spin-off of Star Wars game would you like to see explored?
I was going to say nothing, but that's actually not true. I would love to see a return of Rogue Squadron. I don't care if they remaster them. I don't care if they make a collection. I don't care if they make a new one. Rogue Squadron was super fucking fun, and I would love another one. I would play again.
Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, unless they make 1313, I'm good. Like that's really all I want is the CD underbelly, which we kind of have an outlaw. So I can't think of anything else I'd want to see.
I was gonna say Lando in a game. That would be great, but kind of get an outlaws a little bit. Kind of get the feel of that kind of world. You know what?
Like
Fuck
legit.
Go all the way. Do a fucking Darth Vader game. Just a straight up.
I always
evil.
wanted that, but that was like Unleashed was kind of that.
No, I want you can't be good. You be evil. Fuck all that. Oh, you can be no. You are an evil Sith Lord. Your job is to hunt down and murder Jedi. That'd be fucking awesome. No, I'm trying to be good.
I don't think anybody wants that though. Like I do, but I don't think
I do too.
Do you think Star Wars people want that?
I don't care what Star Wars people want. Star Wars people don't know what the hell they want. They want everything.
The whole
and they
thing
want
about
nothing.
Star Wars is like kind of like it always kind of has like a happy ending,
which is
mostly.
I'm so sick and tired of that shit.
Kinda.
I said mostly.
Yeah.
Like Revenge of the Sith, notwithstanding, everything else kind of. And even when it's a bad ending, like they don't really show it or anything. Like it's pretty tame.
Episode 8 was kind of a bad ending. It was just a bad movie as well, but you know.
Yeah, like that was a bad.
That was just a bad movie, bad ending.
It was a shit movie, but the ending was like they got away and got to keep on fighting.
Could they do like a super prequel, like before all the Skywalkers, and like just go like way early, and then like you do like Rise of the Sith, then like you take over or something?
They have a game like that's the Old Republic.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's the Old Republic. Yeah.
Is there like a Star Wars like RTS where you can like be the Empire or
probably
yes?
Like there's got to be something like that, right? You like Galactic Warfare.
That's you almost got the name. I think it's called Galactic Republic. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay.
I have it. It was an old game though. It's like a '90s game.
Oh yeah, we need a new one then. That'd be another one you could do. You could do something like that. That sells itself. You know, like Battle for Middle Earth. sells itself. Like, of course, you want to have like giant armies of Lord of the Rings factions warring on screen. Like, it's kind of what the movies are. Do that.
Problem is, how do you add microtransactions that and get the young folks to play? Because they're spending all the money apparently.
Yeah, we got to do it without EA.
It's called Star Wars Empire at War. That's the name of the game.
I remember that.
They should make a new one though. We should get a new one.
I bought that on like a Steam sale for like $2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, give me an Evil Sith game.
I'm gonna pitch you on a cozy Wookiees farm sim game.
Rebecca, I love that.
How about that?
That's a Rebecca ass game.
Wookiee life. It's a Wookiee life.
Or Ewoks.
Yeah, even better. Ewoks.
Get that out of here!
Walk around with Ewoks.
That's what I had in mind. I just had it completely wrong. So this is how much of a not Star Wars. I was thinking the little teddy bear people, and I just called them Wookiees.
Yeah.
Right. That's the Chewbacca people, right?
Wookiees are the
the Wookiees and
okay.
The little.
I meant the little teddy bear people. Cozy Ewok people, where you go around and make like a farm, and you make up little things, and like you put up defenses, and you fight the Empire folks that come through the guards.
That's more Wookiees than it is Ewoks.
Yeah, but but people want to do it as the Ewok, so that's the fun part.
Do you know the story of Ewoks?
No.
They were only created because in the third movie they wanted to have a planet full of Wookiees, but they couldn't afford to like get the Wookiee costumes, so they just used Ewoks. That's how we got Ewoks.
That is some cheap shit.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. They're like, hey, we want a badass planet full of Wookiees. Can't afford that. What if we made them smaller?
Your teddy bears like wish Wookiees.
Yeah,
like, damn.
What happened. That's a system.
Well, people love the Ewoks though, right? Like everybody loves them.
When it first came out, no, they didn't. They did not like them at all.
Well, I wasn't there all that time long ago. Tell us about
only
the
Delvin was.
Right. Yeah. Tell us about the olden days, Paul. How was it? People rioting outside?
That might have been the only
trying to get their refunds back.
That one came out what, 81?
That was 86.
86? Okay.
Yeah, I saw. That's the.
I wasn't even here yet.
We were both around. Me and Delvin were both here for that.
Yes, because Empire was 84, and the original was 79.
How do you just have this off the top of your head?
I love Star Wars movies.
Because you were there.
Do you?
I was there for the bulk of them.
Hey, how was the Transformers movie?
I fucking loved it.
This motherfucker went to every podcast talking about Transformers. Like he wouldn't get it out of his only thing.
That movie was so good.
I'll be seeing it Friday.
I had a friend of mine, my gamer, like my colleague that works with the company, he plays games, the iRacing guy. He told me that his son is super into Transformers at school. And he's taking him to the movie. And I was like, I got a friend of mine in the podcast. He's been talking about it nonstop. He's like, yeah. He's like, are you going to go see it? I was like, absolutely not. No, not even a little bit.
It's great.
Yep. Me and both my kids are going Friday. I can't fucking wait.
I think your son's gonna love
never caught the Transformers, but I was never into it. I never really watched or anything. I don't even know. I honestly don't know anything about it.
Yes.
If you like Pixar
they stopped
movies,
before you came on. Yeah.
You'll like Prime. I remember the commercial or not like the intro to the cartoon, I think. Is maybe what I remember. Like I remember seeing it. Like I know what it is.
Beast Wars, fucking trash.
Prime's like the red blue guy, right? Blue helmet, red thighs. Or whatever. Like I know him, but I don't know anything else.
He's the truck.
Yeah.
Is it a fire truck?
No. No pickup. Not pickup truck. He's just a regular like truck.
Just a truck.
He's a tractor trailer, like a trailer.
Tractor trailer.
Yeah, tractor trailer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly like America.
I am Optimus Prime. My wife loves Optimus Prime.
Transformers Jesus.
Basically. He dies a lot. He's always fucking dying.
Transformers Captain America.
It's kind of that too.
Yeah.
More like Jesus, because he dies, then comes back from the grave.
Comes back.
Resurrected.
Yeah.
Resurrected. Leads them to salvation.
Have you seen those TikTok? Well, you guys don't
He's
watch
got the
TikTok
touch.
He does?
No, I don't.
Not like Diddy. No Diddy.
There's a trend of TikToks where people... What?
Oh, man. He said he has a touch, but not like Diddy. Not like
no Diddy.
Wow.
Absolutely not.
No Diddy.
Does not need to be touching anything. They're gonna be touching him real soon.
He's probably gonna enjoy it. Sick fuck.
Take that.
Mm-hmm.
Makes those Chappelle skits really...
Yeah.
Chappelle, that was not a skit.
Yeah, I know. You realize why people got so mad about it, and you're like, uh-oh.
Because it's fucking real.
It's close to home.
Breast milk,
no,
you made
Raven's
my
on fire
day. I mean, both ways?
Well, not gonna lie. Prison is gonna have a lit party.
Oh my God.
R. Kelly, Diddy, they're gonna have a whole concert in there.
Insane. They're gonna release an album like Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Might as well.
That's real thug life. You do the whole album from jail. like that's it. You did it. You talk about cred. That's it.
That's impressive.
Jesus. Q43N says, with the Pro not including a disk drive, do you think we're witnessing the end of physical games in the console space? Will PS6 be all digital? 2028, PS6, no disk drive at all. What do we think?
I think it'll be there, but you have to buy it separately. It'll be an add-on.
Yeah, I think it'll be optional. Because with backwards compatibility, they don't want to pull that plug yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
They're going to give you the option. They're going to upsell it to you because it doesn't solve, like they've solved this problem. It does them no harm to just have you an option.
Yeah.
What if they just decide that they're not making any PS6 games physically? What if they're like,
I can see that.
We're going to get you this disk drive, but only for your old games. PS6 is going to be a digital system.
I can see it.
The optional disk drive is just.
We're getting so my answer to Q43N's, I think it's Quentin. My answer was we've been witnessing the end of physical. That's not a new thing. It's not the PS5 Pro's burden to bear. That's been a thing. It's just been a slow thing. The difference is that Steam ripped that Band-Aid off, and everybody was super mad for like a summer, and everybody got the fuck over it and moved on. And these consoles have been dragging that down this path, and it does feel like because they've dragged it for so long, with like the rise of social media, like they've almost like backed themselves into like a catch here.
It's that and the fact that it's also a lot of people's main media player.
Yeah,
it's hooked up to their TV. Like, that's the real thing.
And that PlayStation has conditioned people to expect that. Because they sold the CD player, they sold the DVD player, they sold the Blu-ray. You expect to have it.
Yeah. And it makes sense for Sony because they are also a movie company.
So they own the patent on Blu-rays?
Yeah.
Like that's their thing.
It's a co-venture with them and I think Panasonic.
Yeah. So like I could see it, but like I don't think they're ready yet. I really don't. I don't think a couple years will change that. I think they'll still have it, but I agree with Delvin. I think it'll be optional. You can buy it if you want. I could see them doing very limited prints for software. Okay, we're going to cut it back. We're going to make 50,000 copies. If you don't get one, that's it. They could go that.
Yep.
Or actually, I'll raise you one. Digital PS6 games are $69.99. Physical PS6 games are $89.99.
Hell yeah. I'm with it. Let's do that.
100% could see them doing that.
You want us to make you a disc? That's $20 more dollars.
Exactly. They'd be like, no, we're not paying for the disc pressing anymore. You will be paying for that.
Yeah.
That might be the path.
I'm here for it.
They'll make you pay
Embrace
for it.
Your digital lords, damn it.
Which will wean people off. A lot of people. Some people will be happy to pay it, but a lot of people will just be like, fine, I'll just buy the digital. And then that'll be the move that we can just go digital.
Yep. Free to play Joe says, last week everyone was dissecting. Okay.
After the PS5 Pro, they did have the disc drive. Do you guys see like on threads, there's so many people that they're showing like their copies of their PS4 games. And they're like, forever physical, man. It was like, I saw somebody was like Concord. They were like, they can't take away the disc. And I replied to him, I was like, that's exactly what they did with Concord. They did that.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a disc of Concord and put that thicker in, and it doesn't do anything now. Like they absolutely can do that. Like the disc. I know we've talked about this before. I know people know this, but like there's nothing on the disc.
Yeah. at all.
No.
The disc does not run
it's
the
an
game.
install file and a license.
Yep.
It's just DRM at this point. So
Mhm.
this clutching to the disc is kind of crazy. At
Well,
least on
if it-
those consoles. Like on Switch, I kind of get it because there are games installed on the cartridge. The cartridge is like additional storage space. Like that's a thing.
Yep.
You know, but on the disc, there's nothing. There's nothing there.
Yeah, you buy Call of Duty, there's nothing on that disc.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just,
just a
the link to download.
It's just a temporary key, which is honestly more inconvenient because you have to have that disc to play the game.
Mhm.
You have to go through that verification to play it. You know?
Can't take away our games, man.
Yeah, so like if you're on your Portal or your next Xbox handheld or whatever they do, you can't play that disc game unless you have somebody put it in the fucking console for you, like if you're away. You know, like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time.
It blows my mind how many people like don't get that.
Yeah.
Only because you remember when the PS4 and the Xbox One launched, and Xbox was like the you can't play used game. Like people lost their absolute shit about that, which is hilarious because the DRM was the same. There was no difference between PlayStation and Xbox. It was the same thing.
Not at all.
There's just one of them messaged it a lot better than the other one.
Yeah.
Can't play used games.
Xbox screwed up with you can't play used games. It's got to check in and be able to play. Whereas as long as
so
you have the disc, you just
if you remember,
plug it in.
the rumors were that both of them at the time, all the company, like all the developers, wanted to stop used games. They're like GameStop is eating all of our sales. So both companies were prepared to do that. And I'm sure you guys remember. Delvin remembers what year Star Wars came out, but during the last part of the PS3, Xbox 360 games, there were like games that would release where you could only get modes if you redeemed the code. So like the game that was on the disc,
not the season pass, it was the online pass and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the game that was on the disc was incomplete. So if you sold the game used, you still had to buy the expansions or the modes and stuff. So that was all the rage at the time. Both companies were prepared to do that.
Yep.
Xbox went first. PlayStation saw that and was like, nope. They reverse course and destroyed Xbox.
Totally had that record scratch moment like,
ooh.
Pivot.
Ooh. It's like that GIF. Oh.
Yeah, but Xbox also fucked up with all that media integration.
It was magic. It was magic. It wasn't. I don't think the TV was bad. I don't think the Kinect was that bad. It wasn't like on point, but that's not what killed it. What torpedoed it was the online check when somebody interviewed Magic and they were like, "What if they're away? What if they're on reservation? What if?" And he was like, "Well, we have a console.
We have a console for that.
Yeah.
It's the Xbox 360.
The 360. Yeah. That was what ruined it all. Like that was the worst possible answer. That quote had traction. That's the only thing you saw with Xbox for like months. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, then it came out and all the games were like
900p. 900p. The 900p versus 1080p. That's crazy that we used to war over that. Like that was a thing. Like anybody cared. 900p, 1080p. It's like it's like the same difference, man.
It's the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. Like you can't tell that difference in motion.
But we're all like, you can't buy that one. That's the shitty one.
Yeah.
What a crazy ride it's been. So
video games. All right, so Free to Play Joe says last week everyone was dissecting the PS5 Pro footage, and today everyone's super hyped to get a Nintendo Switch 2 that probably won't be able to hit 4K at all. What do you guys think about Nintendo's pass in the gaming tech race? Nintendo does what the fuck they want. They don't need to be tech.
Exactly.
It's pretty self-explanatory, I think.
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah. Nintendo be Nintendo. They do their thing, and it works because they do their thing and they go their own path.
Yep.
That's why.
It's about expectation.
Correct.
It's about conditioning. Nintendo's conditioned their fans to not expect that. So their fans don't. And they often will like use it as a rally cry. Their fans will be like, I don't care. I don't see it. I don't notice. There's been so many times I've been on the call with Rebecca and she's like, I can't tell the difference. I'm like, this game's running at 23 frames a second. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, it sucks. Like, Age of Calamity runs like shit. Like, this is terrible. But yeah, it's about expectation. You said it last week with the PS5 Pro. The PlayStation is a boutique gaming company.
Mm-hmm.
They've always pushed graphics. That's always been their thing from the first CD on up, and the Gran Turismo we talked about last week. So that's why when I'm sitting there and I'm like, why is Mike Cerny going on and on about it? Because that's what they do.
Yep.
That's what they care about. That's what their developers care about. Like, that's their focus. That's why they're making a Pro. The whole reason they're making a Pro is so they can make prettier games and talk to you about how prettier it is. That's what they do. You know, Nintendo doesn't do that. That's not their focus. Their focus is fun, is family friendly. It's party games. It's arcade games. Like, you know, I do think they probably, I don't even know if I was going to say maybe they do get a pass on the tech race, but actually I think another big part of it is that Nintendo's stuff is generally, we may regret this in a week, generally priced very well. It's priced for families. It's usually on the lower end. Yeah. You know, so it's like, yeah, you're not getting bleeding edge tech, but you're not paying for bleeding edge tech.
Correct.
The Wii was what, $199? GameCube was $99. The Wii U was, I want to say it
was $300.
$299? $349? What was the Wii U's price out of the box?
$329.
I want to say the deluxe was $349, but all of a sudden that feels high.
Yes.
Was it $249? Because then the Switch was $340.
The Wii U was $299.
That's what I was thinking. $299.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, you're not paying $500, $700. Now, it'd be interesting with Switch 2, because I think the sweet spot's $399. Yes. The OLED is at $349. $399 is the sweet spot. But with everything that's going on,
it could very easily be $500.
On Switch, on Shaq for what, all year, Delvin, I've been saying like I'm prepared that it's $499.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, the reality is consumer electronics have just gotten more expensive. Even the older stuff, it's just the reality of where we're at in the space right now.
That's the only thing that does give me a lot of not hope, because I don't really care. $400 or $500, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me. I'm going to buy it anyway. But for people, I know how general reception is for people. The hope that it could be $399 is that the chip that they're using is old. Mm-hmm. It's been around for a while. Just like the Switch, by the way, was been around for a while. Like, they're going back to that playbook, you know, but they've got tensor cores and they're supposed to be doing like, that's where I'm like, but it could be. So I don't know.
Depending on the type of memory they use and everything, like,
yeah,
we'll see.
I would rather them keep their games priced at $60 and charge more for the console, but I could also see them being like, all of our games are $69.99 and the console's $400. That probably makes sense.
Yeah,
all first party games for sure.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe we'll find out next week.
Maybe tomorrow. Who knows?
Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. You never know. Tom says, Concord was a huge financial loss, but Sony still has 2 more team-based games as a service games and Fair Games and Marathon on the way. Do you think those will be successful, or is Sony in for even more giant losses?
Hang on. Is the S in Fair Games really a $? Is that real, or is that a mistake?
I have no idea.
Because if it is, that is the most lame that is a video game ass shit. Like, that is some dumb looking shit.
It is a $sign in the S.
Oh no!
Oh.
Yeah.
It is.
Like, what is this, Volition? What the fuck is this, THQ? That's as bad as Switch 2. I don't know anything about those games.
Yeah.
I just know it's some kind of heist thing, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm not interested.
Are they both heist games?
Time of day. Marathon is not. Marathon is one of those extraction shooter.
That's right. Apparently. It's like Tarkov.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't even know what the hell Tarkov really is. I just know it's old timey guns. I couldn't tell you.
It's popular. It's very popular.
I know it's popular. It's not for
That's
me.
A game that makes when they announced that. Not that I'm interested at all, but to me, I was like, that makes sense. Because you're probably looking at a target. You're like, that game has a lot of players, doesn't have a lot of competition. We're way more important. Like, we're way bigger than that, influential than that. We can probably try to eat their lunch, versus them like trying to make a Fortnite, or something like that. Like, that makes sense to me. I have no idea if it's going to work, but the idea makes sense to me. But, for me, games as a service multiplayer, I don't care. I'm not going to play any of this.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the art, I was like, okay, this looks cool. Oh, never mind. I lost complete interest as soon as I saw what it was. Like, if it's only multiplayer, no, I'm good. No, thank you.
Yeah, same.
So I have absolutely no idea if these games are going to be successful or not. I don't know if Marathon could run the high of Bungie, which stock has really tanked at this point. In Fair Games, I have no idea. I feel like there's too many of these games in the market as it is, so good luck finding an audience.
That is correct.
I would bet against Sony taking giant losses. They normally don't.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they'll cut it. They'll cut it real quick.
They may cancel these before they ever come out. So,
which I think is more likely. They'll just start cutting some of these off.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yep. It says, with all the games out now for Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PS5, what would be your launch game list for each of them? And you can pick 10 for each.
Absolutely not. I'm not paying 10.
So I don't understand the question. The idea that like 5-7 years into the cycle of all the games that we've gotten so far, we pick a batch to make like the perfect launch lineup. Is that the idea?
No, I think the idea was
I took from that.
The idea was what was your ideal launch lineup for Switch 2, PS5 Pro /6?
No, he doesn't say that. He says Nintendo Switch. He says for all the games that are out now.
Yeah, what would be your launch game list
for all the games that have come out? If you could go back to when they launch and you pick the launch lineup, what would your lineup be?
Okay.
So Switch, let's do Switch.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, I honestly probably wouldn't change a thing. Switch kind of fucking nailed it, man. It Tears of the Kingdom, and then that launch window, they had fucking Odyssey and Kart and Splatoon. Like they kind of did the damn thing. So, I mean, you could make arguments. There are lots of great games, right? But I wouldn't go too hard to change a whole lot. I'm not gonna fight you to change a whole lot. I'm like, pretty good. What do you think? Skyrim? They kind of had it. Skyrim sold.
They kind of nailed it. Yeah.
They kind of nailed it. Like,
I have absolutely no idea what came out on the Switch. So
that was their first year. Their first year was like Splatoon 2, Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart.
Yes.
Like, dude, it's hard to fucking get better. Arms was dope. Yeah. Like, it really was. It was pretty good for a new IP, a launch game. It was pretty fun. Pokken Tournament, like, it had a lot of games. A lot of it was Wii U stuff, but nobody knew that because nobody bought a Wii U. So,
yeah, correct.
And it was more fun to play it in portable anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like a Pokemon game. Like maybe throw something like that in there.
I don't know that I'd change anything because then what the hell do you have to look forward to?
Right. Yeah, it's just like I can't just because like what I don't want this exercise to turn into is what's the best game that came out for the console, because you could just be like, these are the 10 best games, we put them all on launch day, right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that. The PlayStation 5 is a more fun one to do because there hasn't been a whole lot of first party exclusives.
But that's what I was referring to. I wasn't talking about the fucking Switch. I was saying, like, what's the point of putting the best games out there, because then there's nothing to look forward to. Like, I don't want God of War Ragnarok Wide Array. No.
The PlayStation 5 for me, I know not for you, but for me, would have hit way fucking different if Astrobot was there when you bought that damn. Like, that would have been fucking
was there.
But not like this though. Not like this game though. Yeah. I love the Astrobot inclusion, but it's not this game. That would have been really, really cool. I don't remember what the launch games were. It was like Spider-Man. They had like remastered.
It was
Spider-Man 2.
It wasn't even remastered. It was Miles Morales.
Miles Morales, right? Yeah.
It was Miles Morales. Was it Ratchet
2.
and Clank?
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet was dope.
That was later though, wasn't it?
Was it?
That was later. I thought it was launch.
It wasn't at launch. It wasn't at launch. It was like fucking April the next year.
Wow. I don't know. Final Fantasy? You throw that up there? Would that have done anything to like hype people up?
I mean, PS5 sold, so I don't know. There's also the COVID problem. Like that's another reason that a lot of this shit sold the way it did.
Yeah, well,
you're right. Was Gran Turismo launch?
No, it definitely wasn't.
So I'd actually probably throw that up there. But
that was late.
If you'd taken that and put it on launch day, that probably would have, done a lot. Not that it needed help.
I was gonna say
was Forbidden West launch?
No.
Fuck! What did they launch with? Like, what was it?
Morales. Like that was like the big launch thing. Otherwise, people were still playing PS4 games. There wasn't a whole lot that launched with it, and
there hasn't been a whole lot since.
Now you see what I've been talking about when I was talking about a couple episodes ago. That this launch cycle has been underwhelming. It's like that hasn't been much.
It's so funny because I guess because I don't need much. I don't have time for much. So
because you're not playing a lot. If you're playing 4 games a year, you're like,
I don't have fucking time.
I'm with you.
You guys amaze me with the amount of games you guys get.
Valhalla, Cold War, Demon Souls, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Godfall, Maneater. Oh, I forgot.
Oh yeah, Godfall. Yeah,
Godfall happened.
Next Gen No Man's Sky. Watch Dogs Legion.
God, that game was trash.
Oh, hang on, Sackboy and Big Adventure. Yeah.
That was fun.
Was a launch. That was a launch game.
Yeah,
it was.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Or at least according to Push Square.
I don't think so.
I'm just reading off the list, reading the teleprompter. I have no idea. My favorite, actually, I'll let me re-answer. Or at least try to re-answer. My favorite PlayStation 5 game that is an Astrobot was Kenna.
Kenna's fun.
It's one of my favorite games of this generation, period. Like, if I had to look back at these 2 consoles and make a list, my top 10 favorite games have come out on these 2 consoles since they launched. Kenna might be like 2 or 3. Like it's way up there.
I think that one came out a year later. It came out in 2021.
Kenna would have been super cool to like open that console and play that game. That would have been super fun. And honestly, would have been a really, like, that game may have been received differently if it was a launch game.
Yeah.
Was it received poorly?
Not poorly, but you remember people were like, Kenna's an old game. It's
not enough people went to
it. Nod to the past. People don't make games like this anymore. Like, it was kind of like Space Marine now. There are a lot of people doing the same thing with Space Marine. Like, Space Marine's the best 360 game you've ever played. It's like, get out of here with that nonsense. Some of them mean it well, and I appreciate that. Some of them don't, though. Some of those statements are being used kind of against it. It's my favorite thing about Space Marine. I'm not sure if I talked about this last week. I definitely talked with Sean. And if I am regurgitating, just cut me off. My favorite thing about Space Marine is that when you open the game, like, it's simple. Yep. There is no like fucking season battle pass, microtransactions, store, pop-up shit. It's like, do you want to play single player or multiplayer? And you press that option, you go play that. I'm like,
that's fucking
thank God. Like, it's about damn time. So if you mean like 3, that's then good, because we need everything to take a fucking page out of this book. I like that a lot about, because I've talked about it on this show. Times last few Call of Duty open up, I'm like, the fuck is even happening? Like, why do I not understand how to play this game I've played for 20 years?
Why does the damn game have to restart every time I want to play the
like,
game?
yeah, I feel old. I'm like, what the hell is wrong? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's enough.
So Xbox would be great if they just fucking had any games.
Halo at launch.
Like it was supposed
to. Starfield at launch, Hellblade at launch, like games at launch.
All of them at launch.
I'll tell you this. All right, here's what I would do. I have no idea if this, I don't even know. I think we've lost the plot of Ed's question. Ed, I'm sorry. Here's what I would have done if I was Xbox. Xbox had a great, like, last year of the Xbox One. Fuck that. Delay all those games. They're all launch games for the Xbox series. Gears 5, Psychonauts, Forza, You hit the ground with all those games. Xbox doesn't outsell PlayStation by any means. Does a lot better.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A little
And
more
can I do the
competitive.
same thing for PS5 and delay Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima to PS5?
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes more sense.
I think that makes more sense. Like, actually, I think we have answered the question. Ed, we've answered the question. The problem was last gen went on too long and they got greedy and they should have saved that software. If Ghost of Tsushima had launched on PS5,
That would have been amazing.
that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, way better.
Son of a bitch. We did it. We got there in the end.
Could you imagine day one Xbox Series X, Gears 5? Gears 5 was fucking awesome on Xbox One.
Yeah.
But if the version was the series in hand, like that was the first game,
Mhm.
oh my! And if they did a Gears console, oh my god, Series X would have a whole different fucking meaning.
Are there really any like true like special edition consoles for the Xbox Series
They did a
X?
Halo one.
Is that like the only one?
They just
Like,
did the
has
new
some
one.
skins or something?
They have the new one that's the speckled egg
Yeah, that should
2 terabyte edition. It's ugly.
No,
as
that
the
should
Series
don't count.
X?
I mean like themed around a game.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
the
Just
Cyberpunk
that's the Halo one. The Halo one. The
Oh,
Master Chief one is really
Cyberpunk was Series
That
X.
was the-
Wasn't-
the-
that was
the 1X.
1X. Yeah, 1X.
Okay, that's good.
and that was a cool console.
Yeah, it was fresh.
Yeah, it was really nice. And I love the Gears one. I have the Gears ones for Xbox One. They're great too. But a Gears Series X, Gears 5 launch would have hit way different. And I actually, Ed, I'm going to go back to your question one more time. I'll raise you one. EA College Football launch game, next gen only.
There you go.
Oof. My one of my little like brothers from church, he unfortunately has a Xbox One.
Nice.
All of
Not
his
too bad.
friends are playing college
Wait, OG
football.
or the 1S?
OG
Fucking VCR, the Matric.
VCR.
He's got
yeah.
the Matric. Oh no.
He's got that. It's I feel bad for him. And
There's
all
so
his
much
friends are
empty
playing
space in that
college
moment.
football, and he can't play college football with his friends. And it's
So here's what I want to know: when college football comes to the vault, and EA puts it in EA Play, do you think you'll be able to stream it on PC or older consoles through Game Pass? Because everything that's in Game Pass, like you can stream, you can play on the cloud.
all the EA games.
I think so. I can
I
play
have no
Madden.
idea.
I've played Madden on the cloud through Game Pass.
There you
I
go.
wouldn't
I
put
can
that
pull
in
the
the vault.
Xbox app and I can play Madden whenever I want.
I wouldn't put it in the vault until the next version comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not expecting it to show up anytime soon. Generally speaking, they put the sports games in the vault like after the title. So I
Mhm.
imagine like after the playoff, maybe that's when they throw it in the vault.
Maybe.
But like I'm
I
wondering,
still wouldn't.
do we run into a story like in February where it's like NCAA is in the vault, but EA is like, but you can't stream it because they want you to, to buy
Pony
the
up,
hardware.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see something like that.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's why-
also
that's why I
wondering-
wouldn't put it in the vault.
I also could see if I was like, if this was like January and we were doing like our predictions show or end of the year show, like one of the ones that I've had like under my cap is I think EA College Football is going to come to Switch 2, and I think it's probably going to come to PC. So I wonder if that may be a thing that they hold off on
Maybe.
the Vault for too.
That makes sense.
And I don't know if it's
Yeah.
going to be this one or the next one, but like if EA has a dev kit for Switch 2, and I think they do, you could, I want to like get real crazy. I think 50% of the people that bought the game would buy it again. Like I think the number would be really high. If you could portable NCAA football, I think a lot of people would be like, fucking yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if that's enough for them. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm sure it's not that high. That's like a crazy
Are the
throw.
people that you know that are playing it, are they playing like just like regular seasons? Everybody I know is literally just playing online seasons and stuff.
Yeah, Dynasty. Yeah, online Dynasties. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know anybody that would play it on the Switch like portably. Like I just
You can still play
but
online
I don't-
on the Switch. But
Yeah,
like,
I'm saying I don't know those people.
sure.
That's
I'm
what I'm
thinking
saying.
Switch 2. Because like generally, when you have a new console, generally the Switch is irrelevant because EA has done nothing for the Switch. But generally, like so remove Switch 1 out of the picture. Like the Wii U had a Madden game, right, when it launched. Like the PlayStation 4 had Madden and the 5 had Madden. Like those are typically like quote unquote launch games. and especially because they've already sold it, it's probably sold through Black Holiday, like through Christmas. So they've already sold it. So like that would be a cheap port, I would imagine, to port to the Switch to learn how to use the Switch, and probably would sell very well. Now, if I had to guess, I bet if EA is only going to do one game, I bet it's Madden. Right? They're probably going to pick Madden. But they did FIFA. FIFA's on Switch.
I don't know. Why would you pick Madden?
Because the NFL is more popular.
Is it?
It may not this year, but generally speaking, every year that they were both on the market, every year Madden outsold into NCAA.
I don't know, man. I think if you're smart, you say fuck Madden because it also never gets good ratings.
I'm with you. No, I seriously think a portable version of college football moves units. That sells hardware. I think people that never thought of buying a Switch buy a Switch for that. I really do. If it goes to PC, people that never bought a Steam Deck buy a Steam Deck for that. Yeah. That's like a thing that people, because when you get into people play college football, like that's their game.
Mm-hmm.
They just play college football. So I could see it happening. I don't know if it will. Maybe Xbox will beat them to the punch with a portable. But if we get a Switch 2 presentation and somebody from EA walks out and they show an NCAA logo, like I'm kind of expecting that maybe.
It should be like NCAA and FIFA. You should say screw Madden and do NCAA and FIFA. Madden can wait.
Because EA was like, we're not going to put our games on Switch because we did that for Wii U and they didn't sell. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, you put NCAA on Switch 2 and you're going to sell fucking like 5 million copies. Like it's going to sell for sure. That's an easy peasy one. It's going to sell. So, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Last question for me before I get out of here, and then you guys can answer Kyle's fucked up question that I want no parts of. Ravenfed says, what unique gameplay mechanics or features set Astrobot apart from other platformers? With young blood of the vertical PS4 previously playing Little Big Planet 3, I did not play that game.
Yeah, you don't have
not wanting to touch Astro.
This is a safe space. We are your friends. You can be honest with us. You don't have to hide. Yeah, we're here for you. We're here to support you.
I played Ratchet and Clank.
We love you, Dev.
Okay. That's the game that I'll play.
There's nothing wrong.
I've never played
Little Big Planet 3 is a great game.
That's what I hear. That's what the people say. I don't personally know. My son loves it.
Did you see rumors? I don't even know if they're substantiated, but rumors that Little Big Planet remaster might be coming.
I didn't see any of that, but again, I wouldn't see any of that.
Of course it is.
Because they pulled like the servers or something. Like something just recently happened, and the people
they turned the servers off a long time ago.
Yeah, I know, but something else happened. They pulled the game out of something, and people are like, are they about to bring it back?
They pulled it out my son's console. Said you can't play
PlayStation Plus or the streaming or something. You suddenly lost access to something. Little Big Planet. I don't know. I didn't look that deep into it. I generally have felt since Sackboy's Big Adventure was like such a flop that I kind of feel like Sackboy's dead, and like Astro is Sackboy now. But I hope he gets another try.
Aren't they completely different games?
Oh yeah,
like,
super
different. Little Big Planet like about creating and stuff. And
well, it was, and I think that's why Sackboy's Big Adventure did not sell very well, because Sackboy's Adventure didn't do any of that. It was just platform.
Okay. I got nothing. I don't know. I didn't play either of those games. My son has played them both. They are not for me. So the question is like, what do you want to see? What could we as the gamers see that would set this aside from other platformers? Like, I guess another Little Big Planet. Astrobot for me is, this is why I play Ratchet and Clank and I have no interest in Astrobot. Ratchet and Clank is way more of like a third-person action adventure story-based game. Yeah. That's what's compelling for me. Like,
no more combat. This is why
it's combat focused. There's story. There's characters. Like you're actually working towards something. A lot of the times, the platformers don't have that, and they just don't compel me to want to play the game. That is my thing with platformers. They're just not compelling enough for me to want to invest my time. That's the long and short of it. Ratchet and Clank is different. I've got an upgrade system for all my weapons and things. There's a story. Like that type of stuff is what's going to draw me in. If you don't have that, I don't want to play. Like that's just.
That'd be something they could add to Astro. They could add like a story and.
You give me a good story.
I could see upgrades.
Yeah, if you do that, then there's a possibility that I might play the game. But just running around platforming, I don't want
like you unlock abilities and like you find collectibles, like you earn collectibles so that could easily just be upgrades for Astro.
What's the
Gameplay
sport?
mechanics are interesting because like Astro's like, at least what I've played so far. I mean, it's very similar to Mario. Like the mechanics, you get a triple jump, you spin people by the tail. Like his unique mechanic is he does have like the hover where you jump and hold, and like he's got like the Yoshi thing where the lasers shoot down. But that is also a combat mechanic, so like that's kind of unique. I think Astro is a way better collectathon game than most any 3D platform I've ever played. Mario, you do like you find hidden secrets and stuff, but it's not like what I consider like a collectathon game. I'm thinking like the old like Donkey Kong 64, like those are like collective, like Spyro, those are collectathon games.
Yeah.
Astro's great at that because you collect all the bots and stuff. Like it is really good at that, and all the hidden puzzle pieces and stuff. I don't know. Like it's not my favorite thing. Like the thing that I'm really impressed with Astro is the variety of things that you do without changing so much of the controller mechanics. You do a lot of things with like the same buttons, which is kind of cool. Which means there's room to be more complex, but again, it's meant for kids. Like you don't want to make it like you're not trying to make an Astrobot game for a 40-year-old seasoned PlayStation gamer. Like that's not the point. The Astros to bring new people into the fold, not just appeal to older folks. So like I wouldn't want to make a super complex multiple mechanic like controllers type of style game for Astro.
Yeah, it's simplistic and it's fun and it kind of touches on nostalgia people who like PlayStation. Like, so if you've been around for a ride for PlayStation and you have a kid who's probably been along for that same ride but had a different experience, y'all can kind of bond over this shared experience of their love for PlayStation. I think it's pretty cool.
I think Astro is I think it excels over Mario when it comes to like environmental stuff. Like in the environment, especially like the haptics and the feedback, but just the interactivity. Like when you can like punch all of the trees and move all of the blocks and break all of it, like everything can kind of be done something to. Like if you see it, it's probably there for a reason and can serve some purpose. Not everything does, but like can serve some purpose. It's very deliberate in that way, and it's like pretty expert level design. So like you can always lean more into that. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm out. I gotta go put these kids to bed. It's bedtime for them. So you guys carry on and answer Kyle's terrible question. So fuck you, Kyle the Pug. And I'm out.
Appreciate that.
See you, dude.
Our final question from fucking Kyle the Pug.
Fuck you, Kyle the Pug.
Thank you. Favorite WrestleMania moment in the last 10 years?
We should do like a cut up of everybody on the team saying fuck you and like run it next to each other.
That'd be great.
That'd be a great TikTok. Like, you know, it's just like question from Kyle the Pug, and it's like Rebecca, fuck you, Kyle the Dev, fuck you, Dev, fuck you, Donnie.
Yes, I like it.
We get Snurts to do it. Everybody does it.
I appreciate it. That's great. It's a good idea. We should do that. All right. I have two answers. You want to go first?
I also have two answers. I mean, I'll give you mine. I think mine are pretty self-explanatory, and it shouldn't really come as a surprise. My first one would be last year. Last year's WrestleMania was a culmination of storylines that were in place for years, and the hype and the excitement level and the culminate and it was overbooked, but the overbooking like was warranted.
Yes.
Like it fit the storyline. It wasn't overbooking for overbooking's sake. It was justified. And that's what made it hit hard. So that was an awesome moment. But it is not better than the COVID moment that brought us not only Taker's last match, but one of my favorite Mania moments of all time, the excellent Bray Wyatt John Cena match. That was meta level, incredible. Not just an on-screen storyline reaching a finalization, literally decades of wrestling culture presented to people in one match. I don't think I've ever seen wrestling reach a height of creativity on that level. And not only do I not think I've ever seen it, I personally don't know if I ever consider anything all that close. Like it's kind of on the creativity, mapping something out, portraying a message. It's kind of so far out there, like it's on its own pedestal for me. Now, I say that with one caveat. You kind of have to be a mark to get it. So I could see a lot of things that just going over people's head and people be like, what the fuck's going on? But if you got it, right? If you knew, you knew. And that made it feel really special. You know, when you see Vince McMahon, the puppet, and he's like, this is such good shit. The people that know the meaning of that hit hard. You know, and when you see Husky Harris or you see John Cena and he's lifting and his arms go bad, he's like, what you gotta do, brother? Like, there's decades of wrestling culture and innuendo and backstage storytelling and dirt sheets into however many minutes that match was. And like the sheer density that was on display was incredible. And then to have all of that intertwine with John Cena's career and John Cena and Bray's story, like the layers that were on display are fucking through the roof. Like if that was John Cena's last match, wow. Like his last match that he has this year will not come close to the match he had with Bray. Like it won't. There's no way you could do him justice in the way that Bray Wyatt did him justice. It was incredible.
I agree. That's a great one. Those are two great ones. Well, you know, I'll do it the same way you did. Like I said, last year's WrestleMania, of course, the Cody Rhodes moment I think was a big one in terms of how it felt like almost like Avengers Endgame when you have all the heroes kind of going against this uber super bad guy and finally taking him down, and that was a really great moment.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
and
God, I miss it. Rock being back was so good.
There was so many great moments of that.
At first, it was bad.
Yeah.
Like his first two showings on the microphone, I was like, dude, this is not it. He needs to go. He's ruining it. And then the slap and everything that happened, like the heel.
Yes.
And then he fell right into, like he just fell right back into it. And I'm like, now let's, like, this is great.
Mama Rhodes. There was so many great moments.
Good.
Go home.
Oh, your camera's off. The show's off. I don't give a fuck. Like it was so good. It was so good.
He kind of makes me excited for the Netflix era because I'm like, I hope.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Netflix era. Like, yo, it was great. It was such great energy, man. I loved it. It was such a great moment. But the other
reminded everybody like he is the great one.
Yeah, top 5. The other one was Kofi Mania. That was a big. That was an amazing moment because that was, I think, you know, it means a lot to black people because we don't really see that many black champions get that moment. But,
especially with a lot of how many greats came through that, like, there are a lot of people that feel like a lot of folks didn't get their shot.
Yeah, and, you know, then based on also when you add in the dynamic of who he did it against, with it being Daniel Bryan and him having his big WrestleMania moment the same way, and they both were kind of the underdogs, and they weren't, you know, because Kofi had his moment, was supposed to have his moment a long time ago. And people know the Randy Orton story, and he kind of got buried, and he never really got his opportunity to show.
Same thing happened to Booker.
Same thing happened to Booker.
Same thing happened to Farouk, right? Did he ever get the strap? Yep.
He got it in WCW. He didn't get it in WWF.
That's right. I was going to say, I have it in a picture in my head of him with the belt, but I was like,
yes,
that was a long time ago.
Yes, and, you know, for the longest time, the only real black champion we had was The Rock. And even then, it was like they kind of highlighted his Samoan heritage.
Yeah, it's like it's not black, right? It's not black. Not like what people think when they think black.
Yeah.
No, that's been a real thing that WWE needs. I mean, I would hope that they address, and they definitely. I wouldn't say they have, but like in Vince's departure, you can definitely see like a clear change. At least with like the lower belts and the NXT star, like they're building those folks up.
Yeah, they're building up people, the younger generation. I think NXT is doing an excellent job of doing that.
Yeah, because you can't just give somebody the belt. You have to make them. You have to build their character up to be worthy of that opportunity.
Carmelo Hayes is really good at that. He's the future. I like him. Trick Williams, as well as NXT, is
so
really
I think
good at that.
I hope that page has turned because that has been a thing during the Vince era. There have been a lot of great African American wrestlers that do feel like they either got passed over or didn't get the opportunity.
Even Bobby Lashley, and he did good.
True.
He still was like underutilized.
Hang on, during the COVID era, didn't they give him the belt?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, as I say, he got the belt.
Then they took it away from him.
Braun, right?
I think he was in a feud with Brock Lesnar for a little bit.
Yeah, because I think Braun took the belt off of Brock, and then I think he got the belt off of Braun. But like you've got like
had some good ones. Vince gave us Big E. That was cool.
True. I mean, Mark Henry, right?
Mark Henry. Yeah, that was.
And
the
question is like, do you count like the belt? Like, because he had the big gold belt. Like Mark Henry had the WCW title. But in the kayfabe that is WWE, that was like the secondary title. That wasn't the title, right? So, but I think Mark Henry counts for sure because he had a great run.
He did. I think all of them do. I just think that it should be highlighted more. I saw an interview. I don't know if it's an old interview or not, but a recent interview with what is his name from AEW? Damn, what is his name? He's from SCU. Let me see. Now I gotta look up his name because he said something.
It's like I'm trying to think of actually like besides Booker, which I mean he had a run with the belt. He had the WCW belt. He just didn't get that. He should have went over at Triple H. That's the only thing.
He did.
That's like the one match. But like I'm trying to think, who else?
Okay, that's right. I found out who it was. It was Scorpio Sky. He did an interview and they was talking about because Swerve Strickland was the AEW champion.
Sure.
And they was talking about that. And they was talking about WWE champions and things like that. And he said it's good that black champions get recognized. I think when it started the conversation, they was talking about Coffee Mania, and it was talking about how people was like celebrating that and things like that. And he said it's good that people celebrate that, but what he would like to see is other athletes who are not black talk about how that moment meant to them, like a John Cena or Chris Jericho or Randy Orton, people who also watched that and saw somebody not just because they were black, but just because they were just great at what they do, come up and become the guy.
Certainly.
And what that meant to them.
Like I'm looking at a list of folks, and I can make a good case for Big E. And I honestly think if Big E didn't get hurt, I think he would have been given the belt.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's
he would have gotten it again. You talking about the big Roman Reigns belt?
Yeah. I think he was going to be a heavyweight champion.
Yes.
So I'm trying to think like who is the person that was great that got held back, like didn't get their opportunity. The only things that come to mind to me are Farouk, who I think was great. And honestly, it's like bad timing. He was in the faction with The Rock. And you're talking about one of the greatest of all time. The one that comes to mind is Godfather.
Godfather, you can make an argument for, yes.
But like, does anybody think that's a...
I don't think
is that like it's not like an injustice that he didn't get it.
Yes.
Because he was never like really on that level.
You know who? Shelton Benjamin. He was good. He was really, really good.
But is it good solo? Like a Mike guy, face of the company guy? I don't know.
I think he should have had a world championship.
Great tag team guy. I don't know if face of the company like that guy. I don't know if I think
he would have been a good world championship like the other belt.
Not like
not the Roman Reigns one.
Sure, I could see that, but not like Big E. Like Big E could be that guy.
Yeah, Big E could have been that guy.
Did MVP ever get the big belt?
No, he did not.
I honestly don't think he was ever really deserving of it.
He wasn't there that long.
Right, and he wasn't all that impactful. Okay, I have a couple answers. Ricochet.
That's a good one.
And I will tell you, I don't think Ricochet was ever going to get that belt because I think Ricochet fits a lot better in AEW than WWE. He was never going to move up in WWE. He doesn't have the WWE profile.
Yeah.
Right. The one that definitely comes to mind, and I absolutely 100% think if he had stayed, he absolutely would have got that belt. Keith Lee.
Yeah, that's a great one.
They were setting him up to be that guy.
His health got in the way of him, though.
And his health got in the way, and then he left.
And he's still dealing with that now.
But like they put him in the Rumble, they booked him to be on Brock's level. They had him primed and ready to be that next monster.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right. All that got in the way.
His health is still affecting him. Yeah, he was
And-
a really good choice.
So this is interesting because I have heard this for a long time, and I've generally believed it. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but I'm looking through a list of folks, and there's not a whole lot of people here that I'm like, they were wronged, like they were held down. You know, like Titus O'Neil. You know, like.
No,
and here's the
I
thing:
wasn't tired.
on the women's side, tons, right? Naomi.
No, Naomi's a big one.
Yeah, like
Jackie.
tons. Jackie, she had the belt multiple times. Like Devon, great wrestler, was never a main event guy.
You know who I would say could have
got
had
the
a
belt.
chance? Not necessarily not necessarily the Roman Reigns belt. R-Truth.
You kill it for sure. Like that is
Ron
like
Killings?
the one that everybody does wonder why he never got that main run.
He was an NWA champion, and I think he was a TNA champion too at one point.
And I guess maybe part of it is like, is it the comedy part? Because generally when you do comedy, at least under Vince's reign, when
You
you're a
don't go
comedy act, you don't get pushed like that. He was never that guy.
Yes.
And I do wonder if maybe that's what held him back a little bit there.
Yeah, probably.
But he's
I would
had,
think so.
you can't be mad at, I can't be mad at Ron Killings booking. He's had like every other title.
I agree.
He's had the IC belt, like, a handful of
And he's
times,
been
the
there
hardcore belt. Yeah.
For the longest. He's kept a job since like the 90s.
How long has he been he's been a tag team champion, probably with like 9 different partners. Like he is like their utility knife. They kind of put him wherever they feel like they need him.
Him and the Miz are just there. They're always
They
there.
just get over, and whatever they're doing, they get over.
Yeah.
They can be funny, they can be serious, they can go in the ring, they cannot, like, they are kind of that gatekeeper, So like I can't be mad at like Kofi got his run, but like let's say anybody in this time. Kofi, what's the tag team with the dude that does the big splash, the big air?
You're talking about not Prime Time, what are they?
The Street Profits?
Street Profits, yeah.
So that dude, the guy that does the splash, he's got main event money written all over him. We've talked about this before. Like he does. I think everybody that sees him, it's like this is a guy. There's money here. You can do something with him. I can't be mad at him for not getting the belt during a reign with Cody Rhodes and Roman. Like, you're not going to get up there. Like at some point you're going to, like, that's kind of the thing with Farouk. It's like, I feel bad because Farouk did incredible work for fucking 3 decades. He deserved a run, but when he was doing his best work, it was a part of a tag team. And even outside of that tag team, you're talking about the greatest era of wrestling ever.
Yeah,
I'm not going to give him the belt over Mankind and The Rock and Stone Cold and Kane and Under. Like, you kind of are down the pecking order there. Like, The Rock was that dude.
You have Hall of Fame wrestlers in that era.
Right. Like, Farouk was never the guy. The Rock was the guy. Randy Orton is the guy.
The Attitude Era was real tough competition because even if you look at the list of wrestlers they had in the Attitude Era, you're like, wow,
just dense.
That
the
is
undercard
like
was amazing.
Yes,
you got like X-Pac and Val Venus and D'Lo ripping it up on like the first match.
Yeah, like Chris Jericho, like 8th in the pecking order.
Oh yeah,
like that's
Ken Shamrock and stuff. Like it was killer.
Yeah,
it was crazy time. Rey Mysterio, was like an opening act. Like it wasn't even a part of the main show.
Opening act, you're like a Hall of Famer, just opening act.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. Like he couldn't sniff Sable's shoes at the time.
Yes,
and he's a Hall of Famer. Like that's how dense they were then. Trish and Lita and Jackie, they were incredible. Like it was, that was a special time. They were firing on all. Like there was a whole documentary. I don't know if you ever watched the series on Who Killed WCW. It's kind of okay, because it was kind of a nothing burger. You didn't need to watch it. It was the same stuff we've always seen. But in all of this documentary effort that we've seen about WCW, from the WWF stuff, the W Network stuff, to this series on Vice, nobody ever just talks about how amazing WWE was at the time. It's like, who killed WCW? The WWF locker room that was fucking on fire. Like it's like
And-
that's who killed you guys.
Yeah, and I
That's
will say
it.
this:
It's pretty easy.
WCW had tools there that they didn't use. Similar thing.
True,
Like, look at
yeah, I
Haku.
mean,
Haku's a badass.
Well, they had Mysterio and Malenko and Benoit and Jericho, right? They couldn't get them over because of their setup.
They just chose to use Hogan.
Fucking Hogan. This is
Hogan
where my hatred. I've multiple layers of hatred for Hogan. And the first one was when I was a little kid. I hated that this guy had the belt for like 8 years. I was like, we never see him. When he wrestles, he's super boring. He's not very good. Like I was saying that at like 6. I remember like I was like 6 or 7 years old, look at my dad and be like, dude, he sucks. Like, why is he the champion? Like you watch a match with like Conan and La Parka and Chris Jericho, and then you watch Lex Luger and Hogan get in there. You're like, what the fuck? Get these old guys out of the ring.
That is true.
You know, I knew that as a kid. And then as you grow up in wrestling, you learn about all the backstage drama and the dirt sheets. And then you learn about Hulk Hogan, the employee. And you're like, dude, fuck that guy. He's
horrible
a
person.
Jackass. And then you learn about the racist part of it. You're like, oh, fuck this guy. You know,
horrible person on every account.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
I hate that he's like an icon. I hate that like he's just famous for like it feels, and I don't want to take away from him because he was the star. People bought tickets for him. I don't understand why. I've never understood that. I don't get it. I don't, even at his heyday, I've watched those matches. I watched the Andre match. I've seen the old Ric Flair. I get it. I never thought he was the best. Right? I'd take Steamboat. I'd take Macho. I'd take Roddy. I'd take Piper. They're all better than him.
Yes, by lots.
I don't get it. It's just like
the most marketable one, though.
Just physique, right? It's just physique.
Physique.
But even his old physique, he wasn't like chiseled. He was kind of bulbous. He's kind of round.
A little Bobby. Yeah.
But
people love Hogan. Hogan was the USA guy. He was
the vitamins. Like it was like
the hero.
It's like he was made by marketing.
Yes, he was a live action comic book hero, and it worked.
Yeah, but just never felt earned. Felt given.
Yeah,
it's like they looked at him and they're like, "We're gonna make him the guy. We're gonna tell people he's the guy, and they're gonna believe us."
You know what? Have you ever watched the show The Boys?
I watched, I think, the first like 2 or 3 episodes when it first came out.
Hogan's kind of like Homelander.
Yeah.
In many ways. He's this guy who puts on this front like he's the ultimate good guy. And then when you start peeling away the layers, you're like, this guy's a real piece of shit. He's like selfish. He's out for himself. He's a backstabber. He's a compulsive liar. He lies about everything. Like literally.
You see him, he's doing this thing now where he's going around churches. Fucking Hulk Hogan, sex tape Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Is going around churches getting paid to speak at churches.
He's a con artist.
He really is. He's so carny.
He's a grifter.
What does that mean? That's like the word of the year, grifter. I never heard that before.
It's like a con artist. It's somebody who goes around and just kind of looks for the next scam and just their whole thing is just to get a scam off. And once that scam drops, they go for another scam.
He is that dude. He is a scam artist. That's a really
He's a scam artist. That's all he does.
There's just not a whole lot of genuine about Hulk Hogan. There's nothing genuine.
Everything
there's nothing authentic about him.
Yes.
And I hate that every time we talk wrestling, like it devolves into this, but
it does because he's terrible. And
here's the thing. I do give him credit. He has had his moments, like his Rock moment and stuff. Like, I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever. I'm just saying I've never understood the hype. And I think it's been misplaced. And I think he's overshadowed a lot of great people.
Yeah, he has.
You know,
it's unfortunate.
Ric Flair would outwork Hulk Hogan in the ring 1,000 times in a row. They weren't even in the same ballpark.
Not even.
Roddy Piper would work Hogan on the mic any day of the week. Not even close. You know, it's like it's just kayfabe. They just built him up to be the guy in kayfabe back when people believed it. Yeah. And he just got to like ride that wave. You know, like through the 80s, they just let him beat everybody. And then when he becomes a free agent, WCW's like, yeah, we're going to give you all the money and we're going to give you the belt because That's what they did.
Yeah.
And it's but you really should be giving Sting the belt. And the Giant the belt. And DDP the belt. Like, these are the guys.
Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash, Scott Hall.
I don't think Scott Hall was ever a main event guy. I kind of look at him like Farouk. He was a great guy. I love Scott Hall. He is one of my personal favorites of all time. But he was never a main event guy. He never
could have been. He just had
but
demons.
Like no. Like, ideally he could have been. But he could not have been. Yeah. Right? You could never trust him to be that guy.
Yeah.
You can't. Like, I don't think people realize when you get the strap and you are the guy, your commitments to doing media and to meeting fans and all of that is a lot of extra that other folks don't have to do.
Yeah.
You know, and it has like when you are the face that sells the posters, that sells the pay-per-view, like, yeah, like that's really important. Scott Hall could never be that guy.
Yeah.
He was never going to be that guy.
Hogan was very good at that.
Yeah. Yeah, he could do the marketing.
Roman's good at that. Roman and Cody are very good at that too.
Roman got good at it.
Yeah.
Like, he was terrible at it for a long time, and now he's amazing. He's so good at it.
Yeah. Big
That's
why
the Bloodline Roman is goated. I love his facial. He does so much with so little. I love it. It's so good. Did you see him when he came out the other night?
I did.
I'm not sure if you caught it. He stopped at the ring, and he does that mask. He looked over his shoulder. Did you see that?
I did see that.
To where Paul used to be, and now there's no Paul. There's no Wise Man. I was like, God, that is so good. That is good stuff, man.
I like the story they're telling too. It's a good story.
Yeah, I am for it. I want to see it pick up, but like
we
always
the fuck out that story, but it's still a good story.
Like, we always want the storylines to have like a super fast pace.
Yeah.
But they can never do that because they have weekly like they gotta slow drip it. I do not like that they have them trying to tag, like, this is ridiculous. And I give you credit, you called this.
Yeah.
You were like, they're gonna, like, I hate this idea. Like, they should not be on the same side.
They shouldn't. Get
They're trying to make it like a face turn. And I think you can face turn Roman without needing the rub from Kobe.
Yeah, they're trying to make it like a superhero team up. Like, we don't need this.
But that's going to be weird because if you have them face each other, which you undoubtedly will have to, you're going to have to kind of heel turn Cody.
Yeah.
The fans are not going to do a face Roman Cody thing.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Somebody's going to have to turn.
I don't know if they're going to do that match again.
I don't want face Roman.
I don't think they're going to do that match again.
If it were me, I would hope that they tease that Roman's going face, and then he fucking, turns and like becomes I want Bloodline heel Roman. Don't change it. It works. Leave it alone.
I think we're getting The Rock versus Roman. And I think The Rock's going to beat Cody for that belt.
I can see it. I mean, that is the money match. And that was supposed to be the match last year, right? That's the story they ever told?
Yes.
That was supposed to be the match, and then they're going to have Cody come back, and then the fans kind of took it over?
If I was a guess, Rock versus Roman, Cody versus John Cena.
Then how do you get the belt off of Cody to get to The Rock?
Because Rock comes back and beats Cody for the belt.
But when? And if not at Mania, when?
I would say Netflix premiere. Netflix premiere.
Oh, that would be big.
Rock comes back, either challenges him or beats him for that belt.
So I would think that you would have. Well, yeah, I don't know. I gotta admit, I'm watching a lot of it now, like on YouTube and I'm not watching the full shows anymore. I don't have the time.
Because I can easily see Cody losing, going back to Raw, winning that belt, and facing John Cena, or John Cena beating Gunther, which is a crazy thing, but getting a last run and losing to Cody.
I would honestly, I would have Gunther retire John Cena.
That's not a bad idea. I wouldn't be mad at that either.
That's what I would do. Give Gunther the rub.
Because they keep talking about John Cena's going to have a whole year retirement tour. and he wants one last title shot. And I think because the record is held by Ric Flair, I think they're gonna have him beat the record. He's tied with Ric Flair.
I think they're gonna leave it. I think they're gonna leave it tied.
I wouldn't be surprised if he beats Ric Flair record. I would not be surprised to take Ric Flair off that record book.
So the craziest part to me is I like that story, but if it were me, I would have done that story with Orton and not Gunther. You let Randy beat Gunther, and then you have Cena come back for Orton, and like that's a story that makes a lot of sense.
Because everybody wants their last match with Cena. Orton said it already. CM Punk said it. So I can see those things happen. I can see.
But I don't know. It seems like the bloodline thing is matching up. See, I kind of thought we'd have Roman come back. He's facing the bloodline. Rock come back. Rock and Roman team up, and then Rock turn on Roman. And that's the face turn for Rock. I mean, for Roman. That's the face turn for Roman Reigns. That's where I thought we were going.
It might still go there. I can see, because I honestly can see Roman and Cody losing.
But it weirded me out when they were like Roman and Cody's together. I'm like, okay, now this is getting weird.
I honestly can see them losing to Solo and Jacob.
Because the thing that I was mapping out in my head was Roman's facing the bloodline. They keep doing what they're doing. And the pay-per-view, Rock comes to Roman's aid, turns on Roman, and that turns Roman face, and that's where you get Sammy. Now you've got face Roman, face Sammy, face Jay versus Rock and his heel faction.
Yeah, I think
that makes sense to me.
I think the first one probably will end up coming back helping Roman is going to be Jay.
Sure, no, you gotta save Sammy for last. Sammy's the one that's gonna blow the fucking roof off the place.
Jay's gonna end up coming back to help Roman first, then Jimmy.
There's a whole saga on trying to get Jimmy back.
And then,
like that's a whole thing.
And then Sammy, because
Sammy's the fourth. Sammy's the third guy. He's got to be the last
to help, not Roman, but help Jay.
Yeah, that's got to be the like. That would set the place off. There's no Cody and belt in that picture. Like that's not a thing.
Yeah, that story doesn't need Cody anymore.
Now The Rock can walk in at any point, based on where we left things, and challenge for Cody for the belt.
Yes.
That doesn't have to do anything with Roman. Like they can face turn Roman, and Rock can still come in and just take the belt if he wants.
Take the belt, and then Roman can say, "I want that belt."
Do you have Rock win clean, or do you have the bloodline?
I'd have the bloodline interfere.
Yeah, you can't just like farm Cody out like that.
And that's probably how we find out that the bloodline's with the Rock. Like Jacob comes out and messes them up.
But it also feels weird to me that like you have the Rock show up and challenge for the belt, and Roman doesn't say or do anything. Yeah. That seems weird too.
Yeah, because they signed another member of the bloodline. They signed
or maybe Roman is so busy with Tama Tonga and Jacob and everything that he can't worry about Rock Cody yet. Yeah, because they could do something like that, I guess.
Hikuleo signed at WWE, so he should be showing up soon.
Or I mean, if you go big picture, like big grand, like if it was Vince, like WrestleMania 8, you do what I was saying. Rock comes, turns on Roman, face Roman, and then you have Rock, Cody, Roman, Jacob, Usos, Tongas, like, you could break it down like NWO, WWF. You could have like match by match by match.
Yeah. Usos versus Gorillas of Destiny. Yeah. They can do something really cool there.
I'm not worried. I would be, if I were them, I would pull the plug on the Roman Rock. Like you can't put that off for too much longer. Like Rock. Yeah. He can't go forever. Like you can't be like, we're going to do that in 2026. Like if you want to do Roman Rock, you kind of need to do it. Like you need to do it now. Like the time to do it, you strike now before it's too late.
I agree.
Because you never know. People could get hurt. He could do a movie. Like, like if he's open to doing that, if that's the goal, I would this Mania.
Do it Roman now, Rock. This Mania.
Hey, and see, I would keep the belt out of it. Let Cody do something else. Yeah. Roman Rock doesn't need it, but that sells itself.
It does. But them. They like to put everything on the line.
I love the idea of Gunther, Cena, Cody, Orton or Cody Punk, Rock Reigns
That'd be cool.
title card. That's a really, really good card.
Yep. I like it.
You get Charlotte to come back.
Charlotte comes back.
You know, that's really, really strong.
I like it.
Seth Punk.
Seth Punk's definitely happening at Mania.
Drew Cody or Cody Orton and then Seth Punk. Oh God, that's a killer card, dude.
That's a
Rock
good card.
Roman, Seth Punk, Cody, like that's incredible stuff.
Jade Bianca.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Are they back to they split. Are they tag again? Or
They're tag
they
again.
yeah.
They're tag champions again, but they're just
Yeah.
holding
they're
off
gonna,
to that.
They're gonna use
heel
that
turn.
to turn one of them. They're gonna turn one of them.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Jade, right? She's a heel.
It's gotta be Jade, yeah.
She's a heel. Like when you see her, she's a heel.
Yeah.
You know, Bianca, I don't know Bianca's been a heel, but I don't think she sells heel very well.
No. It's gonna be Jade.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on her.
I think
She looks the part. She looks like $1 million. She's incredible, but like in the ring, she's not quite there. You know, she's not like Bailey. She's not Sasha.
Yeah, I think she's
like I wouldn't put Jade in there with Charlotte.
I think she's really good. I just think that there's a reason they're having her on a tag team now.
She's green. You can just tell she's green. Like her moves and everything. It's very choreographed. It's like it's very Rousey.
Yes,
you can tell. Everything's very prepared for her, which is okay.
She wasn't in the tag team, she'd be in NXT.
Yeah, of course. Like you just can't give her 15 minutes and be like, go tear it down. She's not there. She's not at that level yet.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you have tag teams. You can work that out. Get there, hopefully. Because she does look the part. She looks like $1 million.
She does.
It was fun. I haven't been able to talk wrestling in months.
Yeah.
So I still keep up with storylines. I still listen to my podcast, but I just can't. I can't watch it all. It's too much.
Only one I can watch right now is the latest SmackDown. That's the only free time I have, really. SmackDown.
I haven't been keeping up with AEW like at all.
I have, but not like in the last couple of weeks. I haven't been because it's been working and other stuff, so I haven't been really watching it much.
You love that pay-per-view people liked a lot, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was great. I like the pay-per-view.
I thought that needles in the mouth and that's actually a bit too far for me. I'm like, okay.
The needle spot was a little weird.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't need all that. I don't want Saw the wrestling show. Let's kind of cool it, guys. But I understand the story. I think at least the motivations I heard seemed well motivated.
The chair shot was brutal.
But get a chair though.
Oh yeah, 100%. They know how to give.
And he hit him with the seat where it would fold the other way.
That is correct.
Yeah.
They figured out how to gimmick their chairs, so it doesn't hurt the wrestler. But it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Who was the guy that took that? Was it Cody that took that chair shot? That
Yes.
Fucking blank chair. Like that was
like.
I remember I was like,
Sean
okay, we
Spears.
need to stop. Like we need to stop doing
Sean
this.
Spears.
He busted his whole fucking head open.
Who's in NXT now?
Goodness. He's the perfect 10, right? Same guy?
Yeah.
I like that gimmick. I wish they'd bring that gimmick back.
They should. I don't know what the fuck he's doing in NXT, but he's there.
He's kind of like Dijak.
He is.
They're like the same guy.
Dijak's like, I don't know where Dijak's at now.
He's like on the outs.
Yeah.
Do you know whatever happened to Elias? Do you keep up with that?
He's walking.
I could have swore he would show up somewhere.
I thought I saw something that he's like
TNA or something.
A born again Christian or something like that.
God, wrestlers, man, there's something else. Like following wrestlers as people is fucking wild.
Look it up. I saw something.
When's the Rumble?
Isn't it January?
I can't wait to see Joe Hendry come out in the Rumble. That's like my next main event. I gotta be there. Like I can't wait for the say his name and he appears. You know, like that countdown's gonna be great.
It is.
It's gonna be so good.
Elias' new name is now Elijah.
Elijah.
And he's wrestling the independent scene.
I think that might be my biggest miss. I swore Elias was money. I've seen this man get over with so like I'm shocked that this man never got like a run that nobody seems to be interested in. Maybe he's like super weird, like off like personally. Maybe
He
there's
might be.
something there that's not right. Because like I
He has to
never
work.
understood it. When we saw him live, I tell you, man, he had everybody in the stadium like eating out of his hand. He had the whole thing, the control of the whole place. My wife loved him. I was like, he gets it. Like he got it.
I think the weirdest thing about him is that no one has picked him up.
Right. Like it's got to
Like,
be something that we don't know.
Not
telling
like
you.
not AEW, not TNA, not New Japan,
MLW,
like none of them.
not Lucha.
Like, all these wrestlers come, none of them like, no, we don't want
like
him.
He was
cool.
not a main event guy, but he was a carry my own segment 15 minutes on national TV guy, and nobody wants him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like I think there's something.
That's weird.
There's something we don't know about Elias, man. I'm telling you.
It has to be.
He's got to be like
up.
a conspiracy theorist. Maybe it's a January 6th. Maybe he has allegations. Like there's something there that we don't know. Because it just doesn't make sense.
JBL is wrestling.
Right. He always reminded me of Macho.
He does.
In the ring. He's very macho, man. Like it's very similar. But you remember when he was doing his Ezekiel shit with the trunks and the like I was like, dude, like this is savage. I've seen this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
He had the same feel.
Yeah.
I like Elias.
I did too. I don't know. Wrestling's very good. I will be watching it like when it comes to Netflix for sure. A part of it is just that I don't have USA. You know, so I can only watch like the YouTube segments because I don't have the cable.
And once it goes to Netflix and once AEW gets this deal, which is finna go through, I will be getting rid of cable because I won't need it anymore.
So you're still saying this? So this AEW deal
has they've already set the numbers.
Fixing to go through for like 5 months, man.
They've already set the numbers for you. You ever heard yet?
What's the number?
They're gonna get. They're saying the number is 3 years with an option for a fourth. I think it's $175 million per year. So almost $1 billion. So and that's Googling. That doesn't include pay-per-views.
Here's what I'm Googling. Because I do listen to the Conrad podcast.
Yes.
And I listen to Bish. And he's kind of taken this on as like a thing. Like he's kind of like he's really adopted like this anti Tony Khan thing.
I don't know why.
And he keeps going on that this deal is not what people think it's going to be. And not that he's saying it's not going to get the deal. He's been very upfront. He's like they're going to get a deal, and I think it makes sense because it's not or I want to at least here's my impression, and you can correct me. I'm not going to say this is factual. But the impression that I listen to, and this is not just Bischoff, because a lot of this is I listen to I wanted to say it was Hollywood Reporter or something. I don't know. I have to look at the podcast name. I listened to a podcast on The Ringer called The Town.
I've heard of it.
You ever heard of? So this guy, his name is Matt. I want to say Bellamy or something. This podcast is all it's about is like the Hollywood business, movies that make or don't make money, streaming services that are making or not making money, subscribers. It's like that business. And he's talked about Warner Bros. And like Warner Bros. Is on fire. Like them losing the NBA, like their president's about to get fired. Discovery is fucking up all their books. Like it is a nightmare over there.
And that's
so on inventory alone, Warner Bros. Is probably going to cut a deal with AEW.
Yes,
because they just need you to fill in.
And that's the problem.
But all of those same people, the Matt and Bish and they're saying that it's not going to be that lucrative because they literally just want it as, and like they're not, the way they present it is it's not that they love AEW. Like they're not like, we want to give AEW all the money because we love it and it's successful. It's like, because we lost the NBA, like we have to fill it with something. So it might as well be AEW. That's kind of how they're pitching it.
Well, from what I've heard, it's a little column A, a little from column B. I've heard that Because they lost the NBA, they want to fill the spot. In AEW, even with the increase, it's cheap enough for them to fill it up and save money. And like I said, they're gonna get almost. And the thing about it, but when they said about the deal on this today about it was, AEW is gonna almost get $1 billion, and they'll be able to shop another show to Fox because Fox has interest in them as well.
So I've pulled up a couple articles. I've got, let's see here. I've got Cage Side Seats. I've got Wrestling News, and I've got Pro Wrestling Torch.
Yes.
Pro Wrestling Torch says John Orland at Puck reports his sources indicates a 3-year deal with a 4th-year options being finalized. He said the deal is worth $170 million a year, being circulated as in the ballpark. He says that includes folding some of AEW's pay-per-views into a packet. I guess that's for Max.
Yes.
And he says Tony Khan prefers to announce the deal on the 5th anniversary of Dynamite on October 2nd.
Yes, and apparently that's what's holding it up because the pay-per-views make a lot of money. They're like
and
a
then
pay-per-view
the AEW
company.
show, the let's see, this is Cage Side Seats. This one's interesting. Hang on. I know this is terrible. I don't think anybody's still listening anyway.
Somebody's on
This one, it doesn't say which one. It says AEW show may be canceled under new TV deal with Warner Bros.
Yeah, they were talking about
They're going to cancel one of the shows?
Rampage may get canceled, but they're adding another show because another show got like trademarked.
That makes sense.
I forgot.
I think honestly, I think AEW is maybe spread a bit too thin. I think that they're doing too much wrestling.
Yeah.
They probably could cut back. It says the new deal spans 4 years with a 3-year guarantee and an option to air AEW programming twice weekly across TBS, TNT, and True TV. And the estimated value of the deal is $170 million a year.
Yeah. The new show's called Shockwave, AEW Shockwave.
Interesting.
And people are assuming that's the show that may be going on Fox.
Is that because they're losing WWE?
Yeah, because they were saying that Fox has been talking to AEW because they wanted another show that's like wrestling, but cheaper.
Do you have any idea of not that it matters because, well, one, Tony's a billionaire, and two, I don't really give a fuck if they're solvent or not. But do you have any idea? Just because I'm curious, I'm reading the numbers. Do you have any idea of what their overhead is?
For what I've heard, this deal makes them more than profitable.
Yeah, I mean, 170
before this deal, they
million a
weren't
year.
profitable.
Yeah, because I wonder,
more than profitable.
I guess generally, like, who's the highest paid person at AEW, like talent wise? Who do you think?
Mercedes Moné.
Really?
Mercedes. If I were to take a guess,
You think they paid her more than Omega and shit? More than the new guys?
Omega's an EVP, so that's kind of hard to like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, not more than they're not paying her more than the Jacksons and Omega.
Yeah, because they're EVPs in the company, so it's a little different. But in terms of wrestlers, it's Mercedes, it's Will Ospreay, it's probably now Swerve Strickland, and MJF.
Because they were in a bidding war for Ospreay, right?
Yes.
So he's probably, because I mean, I have no idea what Monet got signed for, but generally speaking, women don't make as much as men, even at the top of the card.
Yeah, well,
because they don't pull the same viewers.
They said that Mercedes Moné is the highest paid woman in wrestling history.
That's incredible! Wow, good for her. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's the
That's
highest paid woman in
insane.
wrestling history.
If I was paying women right now, I would not pay her the most.
Yeah, I think originally it was Charlotte Flair,
but like I wouldn't pay her more than Charlotte.
Okay, I have
or Bianca or Bailey or and I'm not trying to trash Sasha. We've talked about this before. I love Sasha. She's great in the ring, but I've never thought Sasha was like the whole package. I wouldn't give her the world.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I looked it up just quickly, and it said according to multiple sources, Chris Jericho and Mercedes Moné are the highest paid AEW stars on the current roster. Both Jericho and Moné getting paid over $5 million from AEW annually.
Okay, so if your highest guys are at 5, and you probably have a handful of them, and you have some folks that slot in at 3 and 2 and 1, you probably have a dozen or so guys that are on like rookie deals for like $500,000.
Yes.
Generally speaking, your roster, you're probably coming in well below 40 million.
Yeah. And Okada is number 2 or number 3
Oh
at
yeah, I bet they paid
4.5.
Okada very good.
Yeah, 4.5 million.
Yeah, so let's bump it up. Let's be generous. 55 million, and then you've got traveling production, you've got staff, you've got HR. So maybe double that. And if you're getting 170 million, you're profitable. Like you're bringing in 70 million likely in profit.
Then and then you got to think about the pay-per-view value to get the money to go.
And then you're getting the pay-per-views and the extra revenue, merchandise,
and all the sponsorships
games.
and stuff. They get a lot of sponsorships.
Yeah, that's good. Good for them.
They're doing pretty good.
That would at least they've cracked the we can have another successful wrestling company.
Yes.
Because TNA has never really been successful.
That is correct. TNA
they kind of just break even. If not, like I generally think TNA for a long time has just been a loss.
Yeah, because they have no network.
Right. It's just loss.
Their house show don't do well.
Hey, I saw you posted because I posted that tweet. What was the deal? Why was the AEW show so light?
Apparently, their house shows are that like their shows randomly have like 3,500 to 5,000 weekly. That's their number in house shows. Are they
just booking like too big a venue?
Correct. They're booking venues that's too big.
I wonder if that's because they're like cheaper to book.
Maybe. They're booking venues that's too big.
Because I remember I watched it when I signed up for Sling. You remember a few weeks ago?
Yes.
I watched the AEW show. I don't know where the hell they were, but that shit looked. It was when Mox came back. Yes. That was super weird. That whole promo was weird. Him coming out was weird. The crowd. I was like, this is odd. Yes. Like this is bizarre. Like what is happening?
Apparently, because I was looking it up because Dave Meltzer was talking about. He was like, even when AEW was at their height, they were like only getting like 5,000 to 7,000 people inside the buildings.
That's why they brought Jeff in, right? Wasn't Jeff trying to do the house show circuit for them?
Yes.
Yeah, because like I remember WCW had these issues where they couldn't really draw on the road.
Yeah.
It really is a television product. So like stop trying to do house shows. Like I know the house shows can keep people, you can get people ring time and it can keep people in shape. Like I get it. But if you're losing money on it, nobody's coming out.
Yeah, not enough people coming out.
At least cut it back. Like just do like one a month. Like I don't know.
What I think hurt them is them losing AEW Dark. Not having AEW Dark hurt them a lot.
Let me ask you this. Just because I think I mean, I definitely know you're way more in tune with this than I am. Why don't one of these companies just do a wrestling show like on YouTube?
That's what AEW Dark was. It literally was that.
But didn't you have to be a subscriber? Like you couldn't just watch it.
No,
it wasn't live streaming.
You could just watch it.
Yeah, but it wasn't live.
It wasn't
like a rerun.
Live. No, it wasn't a rerun.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying like what we do. Why does a company, like if I was WWE, like instead of them doing like I understand that they had like the Twitter promotion because Twitter paid them money, right? But like forget about the sponsorship.
Just
if I was WWE,
live show.
And I was like, I want to get people more time and access, but I don't want to pay for TV. Then do a couple dark matches and just live stream that bitch on your YouTube channel. And just be like, yo, just like they do for the pay-per-view, like the pre-card. They're live on you just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Why isn't there like a standing thing? Like every Thursday from 8 to 9, we have Saturday Night Wrestling. You're like the whatever the thing is.
AEW was that with Dark, and TNA did that for a little bit too. But TNA Zone was actually live.
Yeah, see, like I want it to be live. I don't think Dark was like. Yeah, I think that was like
Dark was like the next day.
Yeah, because it was on TV and then you had to watch it.
No, it wasn't on TV. Live. Dark was never on TV. What happened was they would tape Dark before Dynamite, and they would show Dark the next morning. So you couldn't watch dark on TV.
And I think what hurts that is wrestling fans generally don't want to not watch live. It's already like everybody knows who wins and stuff. They tweet.
Correct.
Right? You want it to be live.
That's why Rampage doesn't do so well, because everybody knows the results, because Rampage is taped after Dynamite.
Exactly. So that's like my point is like, why don't they like an hour before Dynamite or an hour before Raw just go live on the YouTube channel?
That makes sense.
And just have like a show, like let that be the show. Like that's our YouTube show.
That's a good idea. They should.
I know back in the Attitude Era, Shane McMahon, but is he going to AEW? Did that ever come to a thing? Is that a thing?
Not yet. That hasn't come to fruition.
Is it still a thing? Like is this something people are still doing? Is it lost steam?
Yeah. Bobby Lashley's going there.
I don't think that was a good idea.
Going there.
That's a way better than Shane. I don't think that was a good idea to begin with. But Shane in the old days, back in the Attitude Era, I think one of the documentaries said that he pitched an idea that Vince eventually shot down. They were thinking about it, where Shane wanted an entire show that would air on the website that was like X-rated, because he wanted to get around like the ratings reviews and the FTC or whatever, right? So he wanted people to cuss. He wanted to be able to show titties, like whatever. You remember, it was the Attitude Era. He wanted to take it up a notch, and he was like, we'll just do it on our website. And I was like, that actually could have been that could have been
not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's actually pretty smart from Shane. And apparently Vince did, like, that was the idea. I think what they pitched, Shane pitched that as ECW. They're going to bring ECW back as an internet show on the website where they could they could have the gloves off and they could do whatever they want. And I was like, that
really good idea.
Would have been way better than what they did with ECW.
Yeah. You could have cut down costs a lot of things. You could have ran smaller venues.
Yeah, because they really farmed out it. You remember the ECW they took over? Was they take over like Sunday Night Heat spot?
Yeah.
It was like terrible. ECW. That was shit.
It looked terrible.
Yeah. You're like farming out Sandman and shit to like, D'Lo Brown and stuff. It was just like a bottom of the card thing.
Really bad ECW.
They really just teach it was like NXT at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. Anyway, how long have we been talking about wrestling?
Oh, wow.
It's like we should have a podcast. It's like it's like we've done this before. Anyway, well, folks are still here. Thanks for hanging out with us, but I think it's time to go. What time is it? It's 12:30. Yeah, it's time to go. We got to go to work and shit.
Yes, we do.
All right. Well, peace.
Peace.
See you guys.
Nobody's sleeping in the middle of the bed. The middle of the bed is only where you do the business. But when everybody's ready to sleep, it's the side of the bed that can't be beat. It's the middle of the bed where lovers meet. But when it comes time to slumber, it's the edges. Ooh, 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 the edges.